What's going on, everybody? How you doing? It's Wednesday Spirit Therapy Day. I'm here with Just Barbado Joe. I don't know what happened with Jay. He got cold feet. Who knows? But we're here. We're ready to go. We're ready to roll. How y'all doing?
Let's see who's in here because we got some stuff we got to address. Rob Brennan in the house. I don't know where our favorite bot is, whose name I can't remember because it always has the weird symbols in it, but this is the first time he hasn't been here in a while. Ron, rocking early. Chris, what's up, my brother? My mead-making motherfucker. Big Bear brother, what's up? Vato Olare! Waltimus, what's up, my man? Mick Man, you cow-loving son of a gun. Billy Rogers, what's up? Irish Whisker, just did a live with old Irish. It was a good time with Ariana over the weekend. Redbeard Ryan. Gary Lewis, representing the owners. Disney Beardsman. Disney's coming. We'll be talking more about Disney in the next week or two, as well as a couple other guys like Walt. Brett Berlin, the original Blue Wrench, the original Blue Hulk, Sober Chef Eric, my brother in beards and film. Sleepy Mike, what's up, Sleepy Mike? Don't go to sleep tonight. It's going to get live in here. Trust me. Right from the get-go. Clint Day, what's up? The captain and his stash, whose wife tickles him, I've heard. I've heard his wife likes to tickle him.
Really?
I don't know if that's true or not. Straight bearded Rob Acker. Bushy Beard, what is up, Bushy? The one and only Cal Ripken of the beard world, Eric Kennedy. Copper Johns, good to see you here, Tyson. The Rocket 49, what's up, Rocket? Pete White, my boy. Pete White likes some true crime stuff. We've been talking true crime. Hey, Barbecue Steve, what's up? He's got some great barbecue tips. I'll hop into some of his lives on Instagram because I'm going to get a grill and stuff when we make our move, Johnny. So I'm trying to pick the knowledge off of everyone. Hey, Seuss, Aztec Beard, they're coming next week. Hey, Tevin, what's up? Tevin with the great pineapple video recently. If you didn't see it, you should have. Who's your daddy? That would be me, sir. Good to see you around. It's been a while. Who's your daddy? Mo, what's up, my man? Holy cow. Mac with the cheese. That's not a side dish. Look at how he spells it. Warden of the North. What's up, Warden? I've seen you in other places, but not here. It's like this guy's Jon Snow, right? He's part of the Black Warden of the North. I dig it. And Beard Swag, what is up, my brother? And all these guys are here to see the guy who's not on the screen right now.
Yeah, we're not going to have him on. We're going to let you guys think that we're going to have him on so we can get more views.
Gary Bowman. Oh, no, we got some J. Cruz. Don't worry. Jordan Cantalon. What is going on? All right, let's address J. Cruz real quick, and then I'm going to throw it over to Johnny. Now, we all know, if you're a comic reader and you know the Swamp Thing is an element of the earth. He's an earth elemental. And to me, J. Cruz is a positivity elemental. He's an element of positivity, right? The forces of positivity dropped him on our laps so he could spread the good word of the positive vibe. Well, some shit's been going down lately. And Johnny had some things that he wanted to say. And J. Cruz asked, not to be part of that. We respect that. He's hanging out in the green room. He's hearing us, seeing us. And as soon as we are done and ready to get rocking with the J, we will be bringing him in. JG?
Yeah. So, like you said, just broke down to Jay what what we were going to talk about. And, respectfully, as he says,
respectfully
keep him out of it, because nobody wants to get attached to this stuff. So there's this thing, there's this thing going on in our community here, in the beard community. You all who are here, if you're on IG, you saw my post. You saw the other posts, Mo made one and about the live that happened and the people who I don't even know who they are, right? These content creators, I don't even know if they are content creators. I don't know. I only know one of them has a channel. They started to go off and name names and all that stuff. And, I made the post that I made. And then, what was it? The other thing that was happening was Dancy put a story up, saying that there was an underground group of people that were going to come at him unlike anybody's ever seen come at him, So I don't know what this movement is, but I feel it's very bizarre. People have way too much time in their hands, and I would like to put it out there as a call to action, and not really a call to action, but like, you know, we want to keep the community, a positive space, you know, free of ass hattery that had happened 2 weeks ago, and things that are happening in private chats between other people and things like that. And like, so if you're ever in a live and you see something, and if you don't want to call it out, you know, if you you know, if you see something, you should probably either like say something, you know, because the only way I feel to really like cut the cancer out of the community is to like expose the wound. You expose the wound and then you cut it out, and then, you know, we can all harmoniously go on doing what we do, which all we're doing is, as content creators and reviewers, is reviewing beard shit. That's it. It's oil, it's butter, it's balm. We're telling it how it feels. We're telling how much it costs. We're going over ingredients. That's in a nutshell all we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no I don't know, what are the words for it? There's no ulterior motive. It's just you know, we have the content that we're making on our channels, and people that have people have problem with people making content on their channels. Like, that in and itself is weird. And but like, you know, to get a group of people to go after, like, you know, Dan, I don't know, you know, they zero in on Dan exclusively for some bizarre reason. You know, it doesn't make sense to me. And it's something that should probably, like, you know, be stopped. Anytime anybody sees anything, you know, call it out. Like I do, I call it out. You know, I'll use their words against them to make them look like morons, and give my thoughts. Like that post I did. That's a genius way to do it. You know, you whatever they say, you put it out there for the community to ingest, and then they decide what they're going to do with that information when it's posted. You know, whether it is to, you know, unfollow them, unsubscribe, whatever it is, you know, like disassociate. And that's the kind of how I'm going to do things. Whether I get, you know, if I get mentioned something by name, like I was, I'm going to be what like the guy called me an asshole. Right. So what did I do? I showed how big of an asshole I could be, and I could be even a little bigger asshole. And I can go even further and just keep doing this every once a week, just reminding people and what was said about me, and just keep doing it and be a real asshole. I mean, if you want me to be a real asshole, I could be a real asshole. So, so like, what I did was kind of light, you know, and like I could keep it going, you know, and but in a nutshell, like what I'm going for is, like, you know, if you see somebody in the community just being super negative, toxic, and all that stuff, just, you know, put it out there so the rest of the community can know, like, this is the person that not to associate with, not to subscribe to, things like that. And that way we can just, you know, carry on just doing our content in our channels without having to be talked about by people who don't matter, you know. So and another thing too, with the whole, they want to do this underground movement to attack Dan C. Like, all right, you want to, you're zeroing in on Dan C for some reason, I guess, because, like, you know, he's one of the larger content creators. You know, he's a super positive guy. The guy spits facts, you know, and facts and opinions and all that stuff, and that's, you know, what he's doing. But, like, you know, you want to do like, what are you gonna do? Like what are you gonna do? You're gonna unsubscribe? You're gonna unfollow? You're like not gonna watch his content? Like, you know, like what is the goal here? Like, I don't get. Like, I don't get, like, the whole, like, targeting someone. What are you gonna do? Not watch him? Like, just, you know, thumbs down the video, like.
It is so ludicrous, Johnny.
It's so stupid, but yeah, like, that's one of the things that, you know, I
just want to say two things real quick, because I want to get JG on here, but I wanted JC on here, but I wanted JG to address that, because I tried to avoid the drama full stop. I left a big old chat group with lots of cool dudes, because some of the dudes are so cool that people want to take shots at them, and I just didn't want to even have drama by way of, like, you know, 3 degrees of separation. I always try and get away from it. And then someone goes and attacks, you know, the guy I've done a show with for almost 2 years. So I said my piece on that. I'm gonna say this just real quick. I haven't seen eye to eye with Dan C from 2 summers ago up to COVID. And at the time COVID hit, I'm like, okay, this is fucking real shit, right? and I went to Dan in DMs. I said, dude, I would like to quash whatever problems I've had with you, and we talked in DMs, and we've been fine ever since last February, March, because it was a big eye opener for me. It was just like, there's this dopey ass hobby we're all engaged in. Some of us are engaged in a business. We have some owners in here, and everyone else, is having fun. And some select guys are making money, and you always want to cut at the top, but mad respect for Dan C. I wish I had an underground movement gunning for me. I'd have a gang of fun with that. But yeah, Johnny said it all best. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
What are they going to do? It's so ridiculous. And to think that there are company owners maybe mixed up in this, I don't know all the details. It's just silly. Let's just keep doing this thing 8:30 every Wednesday, as well as everyone else's thing that's doing something great and fun. And with that, JG, unless you have something else, it might be time to bring back the positivity elemental.
Yeah, I think I'm done. I may sprinkle, I don't know, subtly. We'll see. But I'll keep it nice for Jay. So yeah, that way he's
you gotta talk to him nice. I've heard you gotta talk to him nice. Talk to him nice.
Talk to him nice.
You gotta talk to him nice. God damn it.
I'm waiting until he stops drinking.
Boy, he wants to be talked to nice, Johnny Grooms. What's up with that?
Coffee so I can bring him in. I'm looking at him. Now he's throwing up gang signs. What?
Those are positivity signs. I mean, like friendship and love. Jay Cruz, healthy bearded. What is up, my brother? How you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. I'm good. That went well.
Yeah. I can't mention names because they're cowardly. They don't want to come forward. So
yeah. All right. So now the show officially starts. That was just the editorial. In the old school newscast, the newscast would end and then some old white dude in a stodgy suit would come on and talk about some stuff. We just did all that shit at the beginning. Now we're going to start with the show with Jay Cruz. Now, Jay Cruz, I got some stuff for you, baby. And Jay Cruz told me we scheduled this in December, guys. I've been waiting for this. So Jay Cruz, he was a baby meteor in December, right? He just a little baby. Now he's a fucking comet. Okay, I just want y'all to know I was on the meteor. I'm a talent scout, baby. I can see it. I can see the phoenix rising. All right. Jay Cruz said he had something he definitely wanted to talk about. And I love Jay Cruz. I love everything about him. And so he's going to get that time. But we're going to start off and let's talk to Jay Cruz a little bit. And Jay Cruz, I was in your house last night. I was just kind of hanging out with the rodents in the corner. We were just kind of like high-fiving, being quiet. Okay. And there's something about the CMU that I noticed you do, which is try and get that community feedback instantaneously, right?
Yeah.
So I took a page from your book, Jay Cruz, and I threw out a question on my Instagram. What would you like me to ask Jay Cruz tonight?
Holy smell.
Oh, that's right, baby. So look, an old dog can learn new tricks, my young man.
Hey, man, that's great. That's great. I'm a little nervous now. You put that for the community?
Yeah. I throw it out. It's like a big net. I'm catching big fish, Jay Cruz. I'm sitting right now with the Mako shark. I got the bearded shark in the chat if he's still there, but I got the Mako shark right now. All right, so we're going to pull this up. Now, I don't do this often, so I don't exactly know how to get to the DMs. Okay, there's the question. Now I got to view the responses. Okay, here we go. So this is how we're going to start with What's Up with Jay Cruz, all right?
Shout out to everyone in the audience, by the way.
Okay.
Respectfully.
Always respectfully. My daughter asked a question. I don't know why the hell she's asking. First question, was he late for his birth? It's so funny you say that, Vato, because one of my questions, and all questioners will remain anonymous.
Yes, sir.
Did his mom have to induce him? Is that where the tardiness began? Jay?
I think she had a C-section. I think so, yeah.
Oh, then that's she dealt with all that. You popped right out. That's all right. So, Murmur, who might be in the chat right now, you got your answer.
Okay.
I actually have a restricted response. So whoever posted that one, IG wouldn't even give that to me.
Interesting.
Disney Beardsman, I'm going to say, had a question. I know the question. He said, you already know my question. I'm going to let JG make the decision on whether we ask that question.
Yeah, we'll ask that question. We're going to wait till 9:30.
This is a good, innocent question. It's from one of my boys. Redbeard Ryan, my boy Ryan C. who I used to pronounce as Ryan Crow. I can't even think of the wrong way to pronounce it. Now I know how to pronounce it right. What got you into the beard community? That was a question I was going to ask you, JC. What got you here, Jay?
Telemundo sent me.
Telemundo.
Wasn't one of my videos.
In the bearded community?
Yeah, well, like, how did you? I'm going to assume for Ryan, like, you had a beard, you got a big old lovely beard. How did you get into the Instagram part of this deal? Like, what made you come in and start creating content and hanging out, doing all that jazz? Because you weren't here that long ago.
No, I think. Okay, so Instagram, right? Start with Instagram.
Start with Instagram.
So I created an Instagram page that was going to be dedicated to just my beard hobby, right? My beard stuff. You know, kind of just going under, because I have a personal account and then I have the bearded stuff, because the other account, I mean, women love beards, but they don't want to see beard content. You know what I'm saying? So I created Healthy Bearded, and I don't know, it was just interesting. I started like seeing everyone in the community, kind of what they did, observing and just asking questions. And I quote Johnny Grooms one time said, "Very detailed questions." That's what he said one time. And that's what I was doing. I was asking very detailed questions because I wanted to learn. And part of me coming to Instagram was, at that time, my diet, I was doing very well with my weight loss journey. And I started implementing like routine, and routine was part of my beard care, was part of the routine. And then I found, of course, like Scuba, Dan, and then I found the Dan live stream. And when I went to Instagram, I just started meeting people, looking at what people did. I believe one of the first people in the community, he wasn't the first, but one of the first was Ken. That had reached out to me, and I kind of developed that brotherhood with Ken right off the bat.
Yeah.
And I just started like asking questions, man, like, just, hey, listen, like, what about this? Do you recommend this and that? Like, and just learning. And then I said, man, listen, I'm gonna be here. So what am I gonna do? Like, what am I gonna do? What can I contribute? I know I'm a positive dude. I try to bring hope into people's lives and a self of like motivation and all that stuff. But how do I convey that through this type of tunnel, which is the bearded community? So right. I just started being myself, started doing things, and then I just kind of observed, adjusted, executed, and then went like that. And I just met some cool people along the road. Like McMahon and Ryan were one of the beginning people as well, that they were older guys than me. So I respected their opinion when it came to like beard products, because I didn't know. Like right. I used to buy a lot, like years ago, like my first products were like Beard Brand. And maybe even Cremo. I'm not like, someone gave me some Cremo or something like that.
We all been there, Jay. Jay, we all been there. Trust me.
Yes. So
I never tried Cremo.
I just found the community, bro. And I just like, I just gravitated to certain people. Like certain people understood my sense of humor, I understood their stories. And yeah, and that's how I got into the community. And when the CMU, so like the CMU was like, it was all planned. Like I had a strategy from the get-go. I planned my stuff. So I said, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this. What can I do? I can't go up like YouTube, gentlemen. You guys been in the community for a long time. So I can't go on a screen and confidently talk about beard knowledge. I just can't. It would come off fake, right? It wouldn't come off like even credible. So what can I do? I can give you reactions. I can do that. I'm like a little kid in a candy store, and you get all these products, and I'm like, oh my God, like what is this? Like the excitement of that, and then I'm like, okay, so let's start changing it up. Let's see if we can interview someone. Let's try to develop those skill sets. And Tyson from Copper Johns was my first interview on Instagram. So then I gave myself a time frame. Then Ken and I spoke, and then I executed that with Ken, and then I just been going ever since through there.
Yeah, I didn't know that you had a plan, but I could see there's some structure. I like breaking things apart to see how they work. When it comes to like thought and things like that, I'm shit with my hands, but like intellectual things and things like that. So I could tell from how you're doing things that this isn't a kid that's doing shit willy-nilly like you did, Joe, when you started. This is a kid who has got a damn vision, and he's got a structure to it. Mm-hmm. So that definitely stood out. And the CMU is one of those damn things that it's just like you don't know how to explain it. In a land with a bajillion lives, that CMU has magic, and to me, it's because of you, obviously. But I mean, it's magical. How long have you been doing that thing? Like 3-4 months?
CMU
Yeah.
was, I think, in October, like the 2nd or 3rd week of October.
Okay.
And I see what Irish Whisker said. Collins wasn't my first interview. He just stepped into the live, but it wasn't like my full first interview. That was Tyson. Collins was my first jump in. Like, he just requested to jump in after I had told him to be in the comments, and that was kind of surprising too. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
The next thing isn't a question, it's a request.
Okay.
Please tell the story when you got drunk and broke a glass table.
No, I'm not talking about that story publicly, man. No.
Oh,
wow. Oh, that's some insight. That's somebody who knows him.
Someone's
who
got
knows
deep
about
cuts.
That's somebody who knows him.
Who asked that question?
No, my lips. I'm the zipper icon, brother. Zipper emoji. I can't reveal on that one.
Johnny, it happened in Somerset. That's all I'm gonna say.
Look, I've drinking a lot. I've been drunk many, many times, but I've never ever broke furniture.
Yeah, I went through glass.
Wow.
Did you fall forward or backwards or sideways?
Backwards.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so somebody tripped you then. It's all right.
It's all right.
People are messed up,
we'll
man.
go with that.
All right. So I'm not reading my daughter's question because it's dumb. Last one that I got here is Ron, deliberately bearded Ron.
Yes.
One of the biggest hearts out there and one of the nicest dudes.
One of the biggest beards too.
What's that?
This guy's one of the biggest beards too. He's got a huge
Yes,
beard.
one of the biggest beards. He's Jesus Pesci, as I sometimes call him.
Yeah.
What does Jay Cruz do for work?
Oh, so people have been asking about that, and I told people I was gonna leave that till beard therapy. I told people.
Okay, so we're gonna address that later when we go into what you wanted to talk about.
Are
Okay.
you a mortician?
Huh?
You're a mortician? Or like an undertaker?
No, man, this guy.
You clean out the dead bodies, don't you? Like the inside?
No,
sew 'em up.
I wouldn't have the heart for that. That's scary, bro.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nah.
Yeah, so it can't be that bad.
Zebra, if it's an innocent question and a question that's just, a good factual question, I'll drop a name. If we're talking about too much drink and broken glass tables, I'm hiding that shit. All right. I'm CIA on that shit. All right. I know where my bread is buttered.
Who knows about that? I might have said it one time. Publicly.
You had to have, Jay, because there's no reason the asker. I think I know some of the guys you're close to, and the asker is not one of those guys. Although I know I've seen him in attendance at the CMU.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so a couple questions I had for you because some of them were kind of addressed here. You've got one of those. Firstly, your beard is huge, and you've got one of those faces where you could be anywhere from like 23 to 32. How old are you?
31.
31. See,
Yeah.
I would have pegged you at 26, 27 if I were doing it on, say 31. Okay, because you still have that kind of youthful exuberance about you. The world hasn't beaten you down quite hard enough yet. You maintain a little of that fire. Okay, 31. A little older. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Sober Chef Eric says, I never did anything stupid in my 30 years of drinking. Everyone's telling drinking stories now, Jay. Now, see, look what you've inspired, my man. Look what you...
It was a crazy night, man. It was a crazy night. That's all. I don't even know how I got home at one point. Anyway.
Now, this is me playing Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, sir.
I have watched, I'm an English teacher. I'm a lover of language, and I am a writer. And so I look at how people phrase things very closely. It's just automatic for me as such.
Yes,
You do not cuss. You don't even say something like ass or damn or hell, which are smaller cuss words, at least since I've seen. You'll always put in a softer version of the profane term.
Mm.
Is that something you've always lived with? Is that part of your positivity? Tell me about the choices you make with the language like that.
No, I'm just careful with language. I don't typically curse anymore. Typically. On my CMU, there's people that know at the office that I work at that know I have a YouTube channel. I have relatives, and the other day my niece and my nephew popped in there. So I'm just careful with how I navigate through that. There's people that know me in different circles, and I just am very I still be myself. Don't get it twisted now. I'm still myself. But I try to be, you know, within those boundaries and stuff like that. Because, you know, yeah, that's just it. But no, growing, I mean, I'm not, listen, fellas, respectfully, ain't no like goody two-shoes here. I just like, but yeah, that's all I'll say.
So I'm going to interpret as J. Cruz is very positive, but there's some dirt under those nails. All right, let's get real. He's got a little dirt under the nails. He's not.
I grew up in the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's right. Right. Let me check in the chat real quick. Rob, I'm doing some stuff right now. Only 2 beers. Right. I watched, you know, Rob Acker and I don't know if you know this. Rob Acker and I are very close.
Okay.
And I watched your unboxing with his stuff, and I thought that was very, very cool. And I know I'm just going to tell you this because I'm not dropping dime on Rob or anything. I know he's a big fan of yours as far as your energy and what you bring to the community. What is the goal? This is one of the things I've really been focusing on over the past year, Jay, is what is everyone's motivation? For some guys, it's to get subs and to earn some money. No problem with that. For some guys, it's just a way to voice their opinion. They just want, you know, maybe they're very private in their regular lives, and this gives them a chance to kind of, you know, have a voice. What is the goal for J. Cruz / Healthy Bearded in the YouTube stuff, the IG stuff? What are we looking to do for the next year?
I think so. My mission statement, quote unquote, and then there's umbrellas under that. What that looks like and how that is translated. I'm trying to convey this message of self-care, right? And again, Johnny, I've listened to you talk, brother. So I remember even Johnny said it a couple of weeks ago. I don't know, you remember, Johnny? You said that time that you spend in your room, I mean, you spend like getting ready for the day or like shaving or something, you said, that stuff is therapeutic for you.
Yeah.
You remember saying that?
Yeah.
So that's the sentiment that I hold true with what I'm trying to present to people, right? That self-care is therapeutic. It's beneficial. Taking care of your beard, that means something. That translates to something that you care about yourself. In the beginning, when I restarted my journey up in August, when I was successful, very successful on my weight loss journey, there was a routine in place. There was self-care in place. So those things meant something. So I guess what some of my goals, there's many. If you ask me one of my whys, why am I doing one of the things I want to do? I want to be successful at this because I want to change my family tree, you know, and that's going deep. That's a deeper level, you know, and not to go too deep with it, but there's different whys. And I think those are one of the ones that I want to tap into to change my family tree. Now, I always, and when I have conversations with people, I say, what are your goals? You know, because some people do it as a hangout. You know, this is a hangout spot, and there's nothing wrong with that because those are their goals. But if your goals are a little different, how are you setting yourself up to accomplish those goals? So that's just kind of how I kind of am trying to navigate through this. I'm still learning. I ask people questions all the time. Yeah. I ask Ken. Ken's my brother. I ask him like, hey, listen, what do you think about this and that? I ask Dan. Dan's another one of my brothers. I ask him. I hold these people to an esteem because they've been doing it. They've been successful at it. So I'm not too proud to say, hey, listen, help.
Yeah.
Or what do you think about this? Or what? Because I think that's part of even the machismo, right? Of us as brothers. Like, I ain't asking him none. I ain't asking homie none. Yeah, who do he think he's? Who does he think he is? Nah, brother. I'm gonna ask the question. I'm gonna try to learn.
Yeah. If I get lost, I ask for directions also. So
right.
Yeah.
You know? Now you notice Johnny Grooms. The one person he didn't say he asked and who he's listening was Barbado Joe, because he prefaced. Dan and Ken have been successful. Well, Barbado Joe, depending on how you measure success.
Man. Yeah, I don't want to say that.
Barbado Joe is an old washed-up has-been son of a gun with a potty mouth. That's okay, J. Cruz. I love you, brother. Look, I'm old. You know, I only got a few heartbeats left, so I'm going to take my shots now. You still got many, many years, you young bastard. And I just want you to know right now that I take no offense from that. None.
Yeah. And
none.
The specific goal, right, is the content creation part, right? Understanding that and learning to develop that skill set because it is a skill set, right?
Right. And it's
Johnny,
good.
Johnny didn't get to that number. Well, first of all, congratulations, Johnny.
Oh yeah,
Gotta hit
right.
9, baby. Gotta hit 9.
Let's go.
I hit 900. Yeah.
Let's go.
So I'm almost there. I'm getting there. And you know, I was adding when I first started, like I did something similar, but I was talking to Joe and Rob Acker. So like I you know, and you know, like just getting like point of, you know, thoughts on their you know, companies and like things I probably should I say this on a review or should I not say it in a review? Because I was thinking of like not doing negative reviews and stuff like that, and I was, you know, said like, hey, you know, if you got to do the review, you got to be truthful in your review. You got to say your experiences. You got to, you know what I'm saying? So like, there's some of the things that when I first started reviewing, I kind of, you know, did something similar. And, you know, I relied on, not relied, but like I touched and asked the people who were in here longer and, you know, like, and had the experiences of doing this stuff and already had experience with like multiple companies and things like that. And, you know, so like, yeah, you know, and then now I got my groove in, I think, you know, every now and then I'll hear about something new. Like Joe will start talking about Ascent and I automatically go grab it because I call it the Barbado Joe effect. You ever hear Joe talk about Ascent and get excited about Ascent? It's like, okay, the wallet's open again, you know, like he did it to me again, you know, so yeah, you know.
Yeah. So that's kind of that, you know, and now it's like learning from other people. I'm building a good rapport with other people. Now hear me clearly. I'm about to mention a name. Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
I've been getting real cool with Gary. Okay. So,
Gary Lewis, respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully, Gary Lewis.
Respectfully, Gary Lewis. Okay, because we can disrespect Gary, so I want to get that respectfully. I want to get that out there. Make sure we're all on the same channel.
Yeah. So like now, so now it's like learning from people that do business, like Gary Lewis, Tyson from Copper Johns, and learning kind of about that stuff, you know. And it's like It's all news to me. I'm like a sponge. I'm willing to learn, and I'm willing to listen, and that stuff. I've just always been like that, though. For the most part, like growing up, I've always been in tune to. I have mentors in my life. We don't speak as much, but I'm really into that life. Like I'm like, yo, get a mentor. If you want to be successful, get someone who's doing what you're doing, that you want to do, and emulate. Get advice and grow like that. So that's just me, though.
I as a teacher with students, but also I've had many student teachers and interns. I like that role. I like being able to watch the growth of someone and to have that kind of like, it's almost like being a coach in a sport. Like you're not playing the game because they're out there, but you're there to be able to say, try this, do this, whatever, and just kind of help them achieve their success. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're at about 9:04. I got other questions for Jay, but we're going to 10:30 at least. I may go to 5 a.m. I'm feeling good tonight, boys and girls. I'll share why in a little while, but respectfully, you know, I've got nothing but respect for the man beneath me, the Bobby Brady, the Cindy Brady. You know, doesn't make him any less of a man. You know, he's just Johnny decided to put him beneath us, and that's probably a good call since he's, you know, new to this community.
Everybody goes below, you know.
Well, there's a reason for that, Johnny. They're on our fucking air, okay? You know what? You know what Rob Acker said? He said, "Speak to him nice," and I said, "He's coming on my show. I don't got to do dick." All right. However,
you know what's funny?
That's just me puffing my chest, though, Jay. Go ahead.
You know what makes me laugh? What's funny is I'm watching Jay as we're doing this, right?
Yeah.
And he has YouTube up, I guess, on a screen.
Yeah.
So when we're talking, it looks like he's looking up at us as we're talking.
He's
watching the comments.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
You know, hilarious. There's two things. We could interpret that as he's literally looking up at us, or it could bug the shit out of us. I'm like, make eye contact, goddammit. Don't be. How would you guys feel if I did beard therapy like this the whole damn time? Oh, shit, damn, that's a great idea, Johnny.
Yeah, I was like,
you know, it all depends on what you're doing. Anyway, enough of the rigmarole. I promised Jay. I respect Jay. I'm a big fan of Jay's. He wanted to talk something tonight. I want to hand the baton over to him and let him take his turn at the relay before we get a little rowdy and do whatever we're going to do after that. Jay, it's all yours, baby.
What happened?
Go. Whatever it is that you were going to talk about.
Jay, you remember you said you wanted to talk about something. I mean, I'll say it, but you said you wanted to talk about something in particular when you came on therapy when we were DMing.
Oh, okay. Well, it's to answer that question, right? People have been asking me, what do I do for work, right? I don't work for Goya, first of all. That was just
That's racist. That's racist. Just say it's racist.
On the people, on behalf of my community, I have to address Barbaro Joe. Barbaro Joe, Goya is not from the Mexican culture; it's from the Puerto Rican culture. Just wanted to let you know that if you didn't know.
Yeah.
But either way, it's just busting chops, Joe.
Yeah.
It's true though.
Hey, you got to know your Spanish speakers. We can't just lump them all in the same stew and just call it the stew.
Yes,
you
sir.
you got culture and all sorts of stuff going on there, right?
Yes, sir. So people have been asking me, what do you do? What do you do? So I've been, man, listen, I've been working in mental health for over 6 years now. That's what I've been doing. That's currently I work for a nonprofit. I work at a capacity of a caseworker, but not really. I don't have an LCSW. I don't have an MSW. I am a supervisor where I work at. But I've been doing that for more than 6 years now. And part of my positivity message, and this has always been me. So I'm not going to say the field made me into what I am today, but the field has educated me more on life to a degree, right? Because you experience different levels of mental health, right? And the story associated with the individual, like their history and all those things. And I've man, listen, people really do need some hope in their life, man. People do really need a sense of meaning sometimes, because I've seen darkness at different levels, so when you can try to bring some type of light into people's lives, it means a lot, man. It means a lot. And what I noticed, Joe and Johnny, when I came into this community, there was a lot of people in this community. Well, I won't say a lot, but there were people in this community that shared that sentiment, right? They shared their challenges with mental health, and they about their anxieties, about their depression, and and I saw and I heard and I read how someone please gobble out the chat. Thank you. And I heard and I just heard different people talk about how this community gave them a sense of relief, a sense of meaning, a sense of unity, happiness, maybe that brotherhood that they don't have at home. Some people may be divorced and they're going through a tough patch. So hearing that and seeing how listen, the community is what it is. And just to piggyback, and I know, the community has beauty in it. I know that might not be the most masculine word, but there's some beauty in this community, man. When we shine, we shine. When we do them charity events and you see people shine, you see the best of our community.
Right.
So I think that's what, that's the focus that we should continue to maintain, that part of our community, the beauty, the powerful, the power of our community. Right. So yeah, man, that's what I've been doing now for over 6 years, just working in mental health. And yeah, man, listen, I have a great time laughing, man. I really do enjoy the laughs. That's why when people come to the CMU and they bust chops, it's funny to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a good time, and it's a place where you take away time from your busy schedule. Hey, listen, maybe you had a rough day that day.Maybe you're not feeling your best. You may, we just went through, we're still going a little bit for those people that suffer from seasonal depression. That's something that's for, So times like this is important to offer something. So how I add value is through my content like that, right? CMU, laughter, great times, those things. Right. And yeah, man. So it's interesting to see people, and even Casey's in the audience, and I'm only repeating what he has said publicly. And I hope I'm not, Casey, crossing any boundaries, but even Casey, he's one of the people that I've remembered, even through a comment mental health and the community and the outlet and stuff like that, So it's interesting, man. It's really dope. It's really dope.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that that's what we that's what we do this stuff for. We do the lives and all that stuff. It takes you away from your day to day. Yeah, and then you get these fucking morons that try to taint that shit, and it pisses me off. And that's it.
So
respectfully, go fuck yourself.
Johnny Grooms just
Sorry.
said,
Sorry.
respectfully, go fuck yourself. Just
Sorry,
so you know who you are. But he said it respectfully.
Yeah. So even with that, like one of the things that I realized, man, is I mean, everyone's different, but when there's some type of negativity, man, I just rather not even like acknowledge it publicly.
Yeah.
You know, I deal with that internally and then move on. Because at the end of the day, if they're not adding value to my dream or my vision, then it's not worth my time or mental, you know, my mental real estate. And you know, that's why it's good to have people like Joe. Joe and Johnny, I know, like, y'all have maybe not Joe because he's older, respectfully. But I'm saying, like, no, I'm pretty sure Joe does. The people that you can vent to, and be like, hey, man, this got me pissed. How do I navigate? And there's people like that in this community that I have, my circle, my tribe, and and it's not a tribe to exclude. It's a tribe to help me stay preserved and grounded. You know, if that makes any sense.
You know, no, I totally get that. I think we all have that, you know, to some degree. At least all the people I know have that. You know, you got the circle, you got the inner circle, and you got the ride or die motherfuckers, right? You know, that's what it is. And there's certain parameters on each of those, right?
Yeah.
The kind of stuff I would talk to you about Guy X is not the kind of stuff I would talk to you with Johnny Grooms, right?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I get that. So yeah, I was going to ask you, Jay, because I know your name got in some people's mouths a few months ago because, hey, you're successful. So let's break him down, because that's not unique to the beard world, by the way. To me, it's just cultural. We love to raise up in this country just to break down, and it's not unique to us, but it's just seems to be a human kind of thing. And you take that much more mature. You know, I'm 50, almost 54, 53. You're somewhat fucking younger than me, and you're able to deal with that and go, I can move on. I think I'm just there's certain things I like to think I'm very elevated on, and then there's certain things I'm just a vindictive petty prick on, and that's one of those things. And I've really tried. My relationship with Johnny has done it and has helped, and I just try and keep that shit like just, you know, a force field, like Invisible Girl, a force field that shit just doesn't come at me. And still, like I said earlier, still someone goes after Johnny Grooms. And I like, for example, I love Ken Bluegrass.
Yeah.
He and I aren't close just because I don't know him that well. We have gotten to know each other over the past 4 to 6 months, but he and I don't have the tightness that me and Johnny or me and Rob Acker or me and McMahon do, to where I don't feel the need to go to bat for Ken, because I know he's got others that'll go to bat for him when he wants. Because Ken is one of those guys that's also just like, I don't want that. Let's just move past it. I'm just going to keep in my lane.
It takes a lot to get him pissed. It takes a lot.
Right. So he wants to stay. So I get that, but I'm one of those attack dogs. Like, you fuck with my people, I'm going to come. That's just the way I'm wired. So even when I try to avoid it, someone's going to mess with Johnny Grooms, who has taught me more about backing off and leaving the shit alone than anyone else, pretty much. I don't know. It just gets to me. But
yeah. No, I mean, you're human.
I wish I were a better man, is I guess what I'm saying.
We're all human, bro. Like, we're all human. Like, that stuff happens. But at the end of the day, part of my mentality is, I don't know you in real life. You're not, you know, I don't know you. I don't know you. You don't add value to me. You don't know. You're nothing. Respectfully, you don't matter in my inner world, right? And I wish you the best. But if you're gonna be negative, if you're gonna be toxic, like, for example, I just dropped the Monday motivation video this week, and I spoke about boundaries, because, bro, it's okay to sometimes walk away from people. If they're creating some type of emotional distress, even like through anxiety or just anything, bro, it's okay that after you set the boundaries and you reinforce it and they still don't listen, it's okay to walk away. And that's why even I say stay humble and stay focused. That's my mentality. And don't get it twisted. Sometimes I gotta check myself. That's
because we all, like you said, we're all human.
Yeah.
You know, I got to be honest, Jay. As a teacher and an elder statesman, so whatever the fuck that means, other community, I take that on. I take that role on as I like to be, maybe like someone who you can't come to. But really, sometimes you can't, because I'm like, kill the motherfucker. I'm just like, let loose the dogs of war, baby, because that's, you know, and that's one of my failings, one of my weaknesses. Yeah. Tyson, what did you mean about the onion of emotions there? That's an interesting comment. Rob Acker says, I've been trying to file down my fangs for a bit now, and he really has. Yeah. I leave a sharp one just in case. By the way, Johnny, this is for you since you control this stuff. McMahon's wife says his name should be Yardstick for his blue wrench. I don't know that we can control that. Yeah, we can't change his name, Mrs. McMahon. I'm sorry. But hey, Mrs. Mick, glad to see you in here. Mrs. Mick is my favorite female viewer because she's our only female viewer. But she is religiously in here. I like it.
Oh, okay.
Mrs. Mick, I think, might be rivaling Dan C's wife for, biggest female presence in the community.
No,
because she's yeah. Okay, now listen, Johnny. Don't be fucking cutting me off. Now listen real quick here. Mrs. Command has been doing the video since day one and all that stuff, right? Yeah. But Mrs. Mick is making lives and staying there. She's making her presence known that way. Now I know Holly Whiskey and Hardtack. I'm not talking about companies. I'm talking about regular women who are just, into the community for one reason or another.
I think you're forgetting a very important female in this community. There's a very important woman in this community that we all like wholeheartedly like appreciate that she exists.
Miss Bluegrass.
Yes,
exactly. Totally. Miss Bluegrass. Like she's
Miss Bluegrass. There you okay.
Yeah, call, she's in all the lives. She's making the cookies.
Good call.
People are dropping like house payments on cookies and shit.
That's no lie, Johnny Cruz. That is no lie. Gary Lewis, that crazy son of a gun. That is no lie. Okay, I stand corrected. Mrs. Bluegrass is also definitely up there. Mrs. Bluegrass is definitely up there.
She's definitely like one of the most supportive wives I've ever seen.
Hell yes, she
is.
Of
a lot of couples that I talk to, and a lot of married couples that I know of, like her support for Ken's like channel and everything he does is like she's like right there,
Yeah,
she's like right there. I get jealous.
Man,
if I could just have like a little bit of that in a spray bottle, right? I could just go to my own wife and go, and get her to put in at least 2% of that,
Yeah.
Now I got something. I don't know if I want to save it to 9:30, Jay, and I'm going to pick on you, not intentionally, but because you've used the word. It's 9:18. I think I'm close enough, but I want to say a couple things real quick. Okay,
yes,
I'm in a very good mood. All right. Let me tell you why I'm in a good mood. Number one, you're on our show. Seriously, I just dig you. We need. I mean, you're not as young as I thought you were, but we need that. You are in what I think is the target demographic for this beer community, which is like 27, 28 to 35. I think that's why Ken is so popular because he's in that target demographic. Dan C is in that target demographic. I mean, the guys, as far as like the content makers, for whatever reason, the numbers bear me out. Old dudes like me and others, we just don't hack it. You've got a good voice. Now, put that to the side, you and your good voice. Oh shit! Oh.
She called you out, homie. She called you out.
And here's why I feel doubly embarrassed. She's going to be on a United Beards of America soon. She did me the solid and is going to be on a United Beards of America.
Wow,
Joe.
Mel, I feel, Mel, my balls have shriveled. I feel like a gelding. I'm just like, put me out to pasture. I don't even get to stud. You just throw me out there, Mel. I know you know what I'm talking about because it's Wisconsin and there's a lot of farmland. Just throw me out there and ignore me, Mel. Don't throw a saddle on me. Don't give me any mares. I'm just done. I am wholly abashed. I'm so sorry. What the hell was I talking about before? Ken definitely knows what I'm talking about. He's in Louisville, for God's sake. Where they run the biggest horse race of the year.
Wait, what? He's where?
Louisville.
Kentucky, Louisville.
Ken. Okay. I listen to Jim Cornette for like 6 hours a week, and he's a Louisville native. Ken, am I not right that it's Louisville and not Louisville? Am I right? Ken, you're the man. Help me out here. Louisville or Louisville? No comment.
Oh, you got the Mario hat. You got the Mario. I was looking for that fucking hat, man. I went to Target looking for that hat. Couldn't find it. I only found the Luigi one.
Oh, check. Yeah, you better talk about a Mario hat because if you look at the chat, Johnny Grooms, you'd know that I'm saying it right, baby. Louisville. That's right, Daddy.
You got marbles in your mouth.
All right. So Jay Cruz, why I'm happy. We just received word we're building a new house.
Okay.
All right. We thought the house was going to be done at the end of April. We just learned today it's going to be done at the end of March. This is very exciting, right? It's going to be a little madness around my house, and Barbara Joe may need to take some extended hiatuses here and there while we're making the transition. Hopefully not missing any Wednesdays or every other Saturday. But that's great news because we're bursting at the seams in this old house that we've been renting for a while. That's number one. I'm in such a good mood that I took the hair dryer to my beard for the first time since COVID started tonight. All right. That I was just like, I want to primp and preen for Jay Cruz. I want to show him the glory of my silver, baby. All right. So that's number one. Number two is vaccination in 2 days, which is huge news, particularly for my daughter, because she's the one we've all been protecting. Normalcy is coming soon. So that's great news.
That's good.
Number three is, like you, I have a battle with weight, and I've been working math and doing stuff. Now, Wednesday, I like to drink what we call water on the show. So that breaks a diet. But in the past 6 days, I dropped 11. All right. So I've been doing my math, and I'm like, if I can drop 5 a week, I can have 1 cheat day a week. I can do the snack the world on Wednesdays as well, and kind of box everything in. And if I'm having a good week and I don't feel like drinking on a certain Wednesday, then go 2 weeks. So I'm looking to be down 60 by the end of May. That's the goal. Okay, we're talking about goals.
Nice.
Down 60 by the end of May. Doing 11 and having now I have all my ducks in a row. That's got me in a good mood as well. So it's just a damn good night to be on Beard Therapy with Jay Cruz and Johnny Grooms and the 40 or so guys that are hanging out and a few ladies that are hanging out with us tonight.
Respectfully.
Oh, totally respectfully. I mean, respectfully cubed. Give me 3 respectfullys on that. Now I'm gonna bust your balls, Jay Cruz.
Let's go.
All right.
Turn me up.
Okay. Now I just told you I listen to how people speak. I listen to their diction, the words they choose, etc.
Yes, sir.
Why is everything in the fucking world a journey? Right? Why do we all have these? Where are we going? Why is that? We're not going for Excalibur. We're not getting the rings in the pit. Why is everything a fucking journey? I'm trying to lose some pounds. It's not a journey. I'm not beating dragons. I'm not slaying wizards. I'm losing some weight, Jay Cruz, and you now get all of my points. Go ahead. Tell me why it's a fucking journey.
It's a fucking journey. I heard this.
I'm gonna equate this to you being on that show, Grumpy Bearded Men. That's the first thing. You came at me a little aggressive. I'm gonna say it's a generational thing. Don't worry. You still won't get your Social Security benefits at the end, though. All right.
I like a guy who can spar back. But everyone, it's your generation. Everything's a fucking journey. Oh, I'm gonna get my degree.
It's a journey.
It's not a journey. You drink, you smoke some pot, you study, you hope you get A's or B's, you get a job. That's no fucking journey. We've been doing that shit for 200 years. That's life. Right, Johnny? Hey,
you know what's funny?
Go ahead, Johnny.
You're saying that, right? And I found myself almost typing, I hope you join me on this journey. And after I typed it, I said, oh shit, I gotta delete this because it sounds stupid. So I deleted it.
Okay, hold on. Now, Sober Chef Eric say quests are different than journeys. That's bullshit. A quest is a journey with a purpose. A journey is a fucking journey. I can journey to the end of the block and just because I want to journey there. Or I can journey to get some milk. That's a very mundane quest, Eric. All right. Quests are like big journeys with a little oomph. All right. So don't get it twisted, Eric. Respectfully.
Life is a journey.
I just love saying respectfully and then adding motherfucker at the end. It just seems right on this show.
It's oxymoron to a degree, right?
I love it. I can curse you out and be like, respect the fuck you.
Shit. Oh. Diablo, Joe, if you do a book, call it Vintage Journeys. My ass, Diablo. My ass.
Vintage Journeys.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
All right, we're calling it D930, whatever that means. I'm calling it 5 minutes early. Now, for those of you that wanted to talk to Jay Cruz, have any questions for Jay Cruz that didn't answer the Instagram thing, now is the time. People are taking journey as a lock-in. You ain't quitting that. Yeah. Life is a journey. Way to go, Gary. You're trying to sound like bearded practitioner right now. Life is a journey. Just make beard shit, man. I don't need philosophy. You know what I want from Gary? I want attitude and good beard product. Don't give me philosophy. Oh, and I want you snacking with your sons with me on a live very soon. That's what I want. But don't get all philosophical on my ass.
Yeah.
I go to practitioner for. And now Jay Cruz. So Jay Cruz, let's talk a little beard shit.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's talk a little beard shit.
Oh yeah.
Talk to me nice. Let's go.
What are you wearing?
I'm gonna talk to you nice. Don't you worry about that.
Are we gonna ask what he's wearing in beard right now?
Oh, you know what? I can't sleep tonight if I don't know what fucking Jay Cruz is wearing a beard right now.
Well,
I know
beard,
his top 5 butters. Do you have one of those top 5 in your?
Those are his nighttime butters.
So, it's nighttime.
We don't know. Oh yeah, it is nighttime.
It's nighttime in Jersey, right? We're at 9:26.
Do you still have your daytime butter in right now?
Yeah, I've been testing, so I've worn it in the morning and in the evening today. What I'm testing.
Here's what I want to ask you, Jay Cruz, because you're new to the community relatively. I don't care about what's your favorites, because that's all subjective. Here's what I want to know: what are the scents that you will always buy? Joe Taint on a journey, and Johnny Grimsley. Sometimes you're like a quick a subtitle in a show I watch. You're there for 2 seconds. I want to know, what are the scent profiles that you'll always buy, or at least look into buying, and what are the scent profiles you're like, hell no, nothing for me. I'm never going to do that.
Let's start off with will buy cologne, fruit scents, like the grower from Fable, that type of stuff. Anything fruity, cologne, musk, which is cologne, right? And I rock with the tobacco, man.
Oh,
it has to be sophisticated though. It can't smell like Newports. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be sophisticated.
Cigarettes, tobacco and cigarettes.
And if it smells like Black and Mild, definitely not. I don't want none of that.
Okay, hold on. Before we go to the other, Chappelle did a skit on this many years ago. What is it in New York City? What's it called when you buy a single cigarette? Is that like a onesie? What do you call that shit?
A Lucy.
A Lucy. Yeah. So Jay Cruz doesn't want no Lucy smelling oil. All right, get that shit out of here. And definitely no Salem's, no menthol Lucy's. All right, get that out of here.
Oof.
All right, so what's the shit you got to avoid no matter what, Jay Cruz?
I realized, is Gary still here?
He was.
I realized I'm not a fan of rum. I'm not a fan of rum.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Babe rum? Yeah, some Babe rums I can't mess with.
Rum.
Rum.
There's one that I didn't like. Oh, man. And this is part of me of, it is just like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of rum. I'm just not a fan of rum.
Now, of the other alcohols, obviously you've tried tequila because of right? No, I mean, not drinking, but, in this sense. Obviously, there's bourbon out there, whiskey out there. Is rum the only one you've encountered that you don't like?
And look, Gary put down the one that I don't like. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one.
He hates Kingston. What?
I'm not a fan. Once you warm it up, it gets a little bit more pleasant. But I gave it to Ken. You like Kingston, Joe?
This is no lie. Chris sent me a bottle of Kingston. I got it, and I so loved it. And I got other people to try it, I guess, on my word. I don't know, but other people bought it because Gary re-released it for a limited amount of time.
Yeah.
Some other people bought it. The 3 or 4 guys I know who said they were going to buy it because I liked it all loved it. Now, hey, that's what scent is. It's subjective.
Yeah.
But to me, I get way more honey out of that scent. Even though Gary says there's barely any honey in it, I get a lot more honey. And the rum is there, but it's more lying in the back. Kind of like the tequila lime scent in Aztec. It's more lying in the back. But you picked out more rum, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe that's the Puerto Rican side of my bloodline, but either way, I'm just not a fan.
Boricua, Morena.
Yeah, right.
Oh, sheesh. Joe was on Kingston's nuts for a hot minute. I'm still on their nuts, James Pershing. What you talking about? There we go. Disney Beardsman. He was one of the guys that bought it, and he loves it.
Yeah, rum, and then maybe, and this is crazy. I'm not the biggest fan of in minty.
Good, attaboy.
Like almost like, I gotta be careful with this word. Invigorating a little bit. Like it all depends, right? It all depends. Not too minty, but I do like ginger jamboree. I like that one. But I like, for example, you've tried Icebreaker from Whiskey and Hardtack?
I have not. I don't have any Whiskey and Hardtack. KG might have.
It's okay. It doesn't fit my profile like that.
But,
do you like it, Donnie?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Jay Cruz, I like no mint.
I don't.
I like. Oh, Johnny, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was saying, there's not a lot of scents that I don't like.
Okay.
I'm the diva. I'm the self-described diva. Only Emo and Chris still call me that. but I'm a diva with foods and I'm a diva with beard scents. Because you know why? It's my money, J. Cruz.
Yeah.
I don't want to be buying shit that I don't like. So here's what I stay for. And this is great knowledge, because once you first start, you're like, oh, everything smells good. And then you're like, wait a second, that shit does not smell good. So on that regard, what you were just talking about, I avoid mints and I avoid any of the evergreen, meaning like pine, spruce, fir, any of those kind of things if they're forward. Now, I don't mind a little mint or a little of that if it's in the mix, but lying in the back. But if that thing is forward, I want to mess with none of that.
But then you look at my list of top top 5 nighttime butters, and the Coming Home is on there, and that's peppermint with chocolate, with hot chocolate. But there's a nice mixture, and I enjoy that. When it's minty to the point where it's like invigorating minty, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
I'm kind of like that with tea tree, although you don't see too much tea tree. You used to back in the day, boy. You used to see tea tree like a motherfucker back in the day. And I definitely don't like eucalyptus. If I want eucalyptus, I'll buy some Vicks.
I can do eucalyptus a little bit. I can do it a little bit.
The only thing that likes eucalyptus is a koala, and that's where it should stay.
Yeah.
What does like the tobacco scents? Like what are the ones when you would think tobacco scent? What's the first one of the first that come to mind when you think of tobacco scents?
Tobacco.
And get out your steno pad, because we're gonna give you some.
Like your cigar scents and stuff like that.
I'm old. I said steno pad.
Now you got to make me look through my collection. I don't.
That's right, Waltimus. We do.
I can't think off the top of the head.
Do you have any Hanyaker?
I do. But only thing I have from Hanyaker is Brown County, the Christmas one, which is really good. I don't know if you've ever tried that one. Yeah.
I love that one. But yeah, if you like cigar scents and tobacco scents, you got to get the Humidor. From Hanyaker. This Humidor is really good.
Okay. But here's the thing, right? Look, Luxurious Bastard, right?
The tobacconist?
Respectfully, right? Respectfully.
Always. Yeah.
I have it's a hit or miss with me with them.
Oh, yeah. Wait. With his line?
Yeah, with his product, right?
I'm totally with you, Jay. I'm totally with you.
So, what was it? 1912?
Yeah.
1912. At first, it hits you, but then you gotta let it. Like even I think it was McMahon that told me if you leave it there for a while and go back to it, it becomes more like you become to like it more. And I don't mind 1912, man.
Yeah, I like that scent too. I like that. I like that first out of bottle. When I first got it, I was like, "Oh, I like this," and I still like it. There is a scent. There's one scent by a company who doesn't make beard products anymore. It's a damn shame because Boston
Ace
Mike
Beer
made
Co?
Boston Beer Company.
Boston Beer Co.
Boston Mike made really good products. I mean, great products. That's Sinatra. When I first got it, I was like, this smells like vomit. Like, this smells awful. And that's the first thing that came to my mind when I smelled it. But I wore it, and I got through that barrier of being like not liking it. And then I wore it for like 2 days straight, and then I'm like, oh wow, now I love that scent. I smell it all the time. I'm like, oh, it smells really good now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when Johnny said it smelled like vomit, because I got a tester from Boston Beard, and strawberry is not my thing, but it smelled good in that mix. Now, I wanted to go with Lux. When I first started, the scents he had when I first started and back, I love all of those. And then when we got to when he released Vintage and Bilberry, I was like, eh. And then I let him go for a while. And there's actually a Johnny Grooms video that got me to look at him again when Johnny Grooms did Frankenstein Bastard. Is that what it's called, Johnny? Frankenstein Bastard?
I didn't do a video for Frankenstein Bastard.
Yeah,
I think
you did.
I think I told you about it, but I never did a video.
Yeah, I thought you did like a quick unboxing for it on Instagram.
Oh yeah, I did. I probably did an unboxing.
Yeah, unboxing. And so when he did that and talked about the profile, I went back and then I asked McMahon, because you were talking about people who you go to for scent knowledge and stuff. McMahon and Ryan are two of my gurus, because reviewers only think, outside of the big boys like Dan, reviewers only think they got a lot of shit. Go to McMahon and Ryan, you want to talk a lot of shit, right? I know Mick liked Lux, so I threw a bunch of scents at Mick, and he gave me his opinions, and I went back in and I got Dark and Dark Bastard, which you would probably dig because it's got a cologne vibe to it.
You got a sample of it, yeah.
Leonidas, the 300 dude, I don't know, and the one I really got, Blackbeard. That Blackbeard was You wouldn't like it though. I think it's got rum in it. Double check.
Lord.
Double check
Is
the
that
profile.
you like Blackbeard?
Dude, I dig the shit out of Blackbeard.
Okay, do you want to know why the community mentions Honda Civic sometimes?
Go on, tell me.
It's because of Blackbeard. It was after I smelled Blackbeard. It's not. I'm just not a fan of of that scent. It's not for me. I gave it away to Devin from Official Beard Co. It has gunpowder, correct?
No, it
has something.
It's rum and coconut and
Blackbeard. Are you sure?
I'm gonna look this shit up right now. No, that one. I love gunpowder, so I'm almost sure. I don't want to say I'm very sure because I don't want to come out looking like an ass to some 31-year-old kid, little snot-nosed kid on my screen right now, trying to show my ass up. I know.
You know who makes a good cherry tobacco?
Talk to me.
You know who makes a really good cherry tobacco, but he won't make a vitality.
Who is it?
He won't make a vitality for it. It's Gary.
Oh,
that Waldorf. You ever smelled that?
No, I've got Rhapsody, which I really, really like.
Man.
Okay, so here we go. Two things. The dark is bergamot, pepper, cinnamon leaf, jasmine, cypress, Australian cedar, and a splash of dark musk. Okay, that's the dark bastard, which I really dig. I'm going in to try and find
Blackbeard.
Blackbeard. There's Frankenstein. There's old Frankenstein. I don't see the Blackbeard yet. I don't see the Blackbeard at all.
Is Chronic still? You can't buy Chronic anymore, right?
No.
But man, if you missed out, if you like cherry tobacco, that Santa's pipe from
oh yeah,
God, that was my scent of the year last year. Chess
so happy
my company, but that was my scent of the year. I was going to recommend that, but then now he's doing something else. Hopefully he brings that sense back.
No idea how happy I am. I have that.
Yeah, no. Waldorf is probably it's probably the best cherry tobacco I've smelled. Yeah.
If Gary's still in there, isn't Rhapsody cherry? I thought Rhapsody was cherry.
I forget. I don't have it, so I can't tell you.
I'm pretty sure Rhapsody is cherry. It's an old scent that he killed, and Black Friday last year he opened up a bunch of old scents, and I snagged it.
Oh, I got the cherry cola from the Black Friday because I always wanted to try it.
Oh, did you like it?
I like it. Yeah,
I went a little overboard on Black Friday.
Oh shit! But Jay, that's the time to go overboard, brother.
You buy all your reviews for the next year. You buy it on Black Friday.
There you go. What did you drop? I dropped 250, and I don't do reviews anymore. What'd you drop?
500.
Attaboy. You're feeding the beast, as I call it. You're feeding that channel. It hurts, but you got reviews for days, don't you?
You want to hear a funny story? I don't even know why I should say this.
No, you can say it. Oh, real quick before you say it. Eric Kennedy, a.k.a. Ripken, wanted to know, is the reason you don't like rum because it has to do with the glass table?
No. What was it that night? What was it that night? I think it might have been Hennessy, but no.
Oh, the Henny.
When I go meet up with you, I'm going to bring you some Henny.
Oh, nah, Johnny. Come on, bro. Don't do that.
Johnny, throw that profile up again for Gary.
There's Jay. There's Jay.
He said it was cherry bourbon. That stuff is nice though. Cherry bourbon.
Cherry bourbon, yeah. Well, Waldorf is a very nice cherry tobacco. Even Ken bought it, and he I don't know why he doesn't make a vitality for it. I don't know why.
Probably because you can't. As many scents as he's had, you can't make a vitality for all of them.
You're right. True that.
So the other question I was going to ask you, we were talking tobaccos and Lux. Have you tried the Tobacconist?
Oh wait, no, that's the one I did. Wait, do I have that? Oh my God.
Get that one.
You know what it is? All right. So I don't wear Lux anymore. I did a review on them, and the Feeling Beard wasn't for me.
Okay.
It didn't do it for me. So now I'm just probably gonna give away my Lux just because it didn't work for my beard like how I wanted it to. So
Lux is the company I have the second most scents from.
Really?
Because I like the product. So I have if you gotta where Lux is it's like lassoing a freaking wild horse. It's like you sometimes can get it, sometimes you can't get it. So
I will tell you that Bill Berry is nice though.
Yeah. I have that. Yeah,
What?
Joe don't like. For some reason, he don't like Bilberry. I like Bilberry. I'm gonna do a review for it. I have it. So it's over there.
I mean, I put it on my bottom beard, but I wouldn't put it on my face.
Jason's like,
And I like the sexy bastard.
Respectfully, I would put it on my bush, but I didn't go and put it on my face. Respectfully.
The sexy bastard is really nice, and that's a real nice scent, man.
I have not tried that one.
I have to recount because I have some companies that are creeping up to like the most scents that most that I purchased and I have. So I gotta recount because Miners is up there also.
Yeah,
a
lot of Miners.
I haven't bought Miners in forever and a day. I haven't gotten any Miners.
Well, know what? If you want something like super different and super weird and kind of a little bit bizarre, get the 2 collabs from the Mungie, the 2 Mungie collabs.
Yeah.
One of them smells like carnival food.
Okay.
It's very, very unique scent. Very, very unique scent. But the other one that they put out that has CBD oil in it, it smells like a very nice sweet cologne. It's a very wearable, like, nighttime kind of scent. If you're gonna go out for a date or something like that, it's on that level. It's nice. The bottle is a little off-putting because the guy has a head and a planter, but it's a good scent.
Hey, I was watching a little bit of your Detroit grooming review today. So 313 over Black, huh?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know why. I just it's not that I hate it. I just don't particularly like it as much as I like 313, but it's not like I hate it where like I'm never gonna wear it and stuff like that. I really just don't enjoy it that much. That's why it's still full.
Yeah, no, I mean, when I wore it the last time, I put it in my beard. I put it in my beard, the oil, the butter, and I put the butter as lotion. And then I think I might have put the solid cologne too. But it's definitely like once it calms down, it's nice, man. It's nice dark type stuff. But
it's like I said, it's not horrible, but I just I don't know. There's something about it I didn't really like. I didn't take to. I know Black is like a lot of people's favorite scent. I love that.
Yeah.
If you gonna message Miners and ask them, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I haven't seen him post. I haven't seen him posting, or I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. They probably are just doing the thing and making their sales and packaging up, and just that's it.
I saw a recent post from them, but they used to post quite a bit, and now they haven't. I've never tried Detroit and don't plan on it. And someone else mentioned as a good tobacco scent, Cash from Black Rebel. I haven't tried Black Rebel outside of their very early sampler set 2 years ago. I haven't tried any of the new stuff from Black Rebel.
Yeah, Pete, I do not have Sturgis. All I have is Black and 313. I want to get more because the 2 new ones that came out, they sound nice.
You should get that conditioner.
Oh yeah,
that Detroit grooming conditioner. It's been on. I think it's been on some people's list, for top conditioners. But obviously, conditioners are not necessarily a necessity, right? To a degree, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think some of us would argue I would argue they are. Gary makes the best conditioner. I've gone through different. I started with Bad Dog, which is still a very good conditioner. Moved to Honest Ape, which is still a very good conditioner. Yeah. But Gary's conditioner, not his regular. I always forget. I always want to say Vitality. What's it called, Johnny? His conditioner.
Ultra.
That shit is the bomb.com. And I will buy it forever because I always want what feels great for me, forever. Mm-hmm. And I'll pair it with my favorite beard wash. And I used to have an unscented, and I finally got a scented version of it, and that's Mountaineer. I think Mountaineer makes the best beard wash out there for what I have tried. I've tried a lot. Tried about maybe 12 to 15. But for what I've tried, if you like a lather and a light strip, verging on a medium strip, and I don't like a heavy strip on my face, but a nice light strip and a really good lather, Mountaineer is my favorite wash.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, yesterday at the CMU, it was interesting to see everyone's I'll say this. Everyone's list was all over the place to a degree, right?
Yeah.
Once we got towards the top, towards the 3, 2s, and 1 numbers, you saw some of the familiar ones. Like, what was your number 1, Johnny?
What for nighttime? Was Lone Bear Beard, and that's Nighttime Bear. Best nighttime, one of the best nighttime scents. It actually helps me go to sleep. That's
So
how good that is.
it does help you go to sleep. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
That's why I-
obviously, even that list tomorrow, I'm gonna eventually one day do like an official, like by testing each one during a set time of period, like together. Because some people, like I asked, do you want more scent in your nighttime, or do you want a better feeling beard for nighttime when you wake up and stuff like that? And some people were all over the place. Some people said feeling beard for nighttime. Some people said scent. Like even with my two, Last Cast and Belle Isle, it was like right there. I have to really test both of them together like consistently to really go there and say, okay, but even Last Cast could probably win number one. It's just I don't like that type of stuff doing top five. I think it gives me a little anxiety.
You know what I was watching, Jay Cruz, is what's interesting to me is the cyclical nature of the hot company of the moment. Okay. Because when I was in your shoes, Crushers had the best butter out there. Right.
Really?
And to me, and I love the old Stogie.
This is before the economic crash or what?
Yeah. Are we talking the Great Depression, or are you talking 2008? How old are you making me?
Not 1932. We talking.
Okay, thank you. But and so he was ahead of the game in the butter, and then obviously lots of people come up, but I saw a lot of Copper Johns. I saw some Magic City. I saw a lot of Peak. Now, to me, Peak, Fable, Lux, Honest Ape, those are like evergreen companies to me. Those are Nike companies, right? Because as long as those guys still want to do business, those guys are going to do business. They're established. They're top bar, right? They have got a following an audience. And then after you get away from those kinds of companies, to me, and I mean no disrespect to any of these companies, but it's who are the reviewers reviewing a lot of? I think Tyson at Copper Johns does a great job with the marketing of his product. With doing what he does, with going on lives, with being in chats, with showing himself as an individual, as a person, as a human being. Adam from Hanyaker has done the same thing. Gary does it too. I think once you become approachable as an owner, you open yourself up to a wider purchasing audience. I really do. And I haven't tried Copper John, so I can't speak to the strength of his product, but a lot of other guys have, and they're very happy with it. But it was very interesting to see like who were the big companies. Like I didn't see Bad Dog Beards once. And that was a huge company 2 years ago. I don't think I saw any Damn Yankee. They're still a big company, but they were also a big company a couple years ago. And and you had a big audience. What did you have, like between 60 and 70 last night? Yeah. That's a pretty decent representation when we're talking about live streams. And so I was watching all those answers roll by, and I was just like, this is very, very interesting to see how the tides kind of shift and move.
I'm going to have to check out Johnny's because I never heard of that company, Johnny. And if you're saying it helps you fall asleep, bro, that's the thing right there.
We got to see if I think they're still actively, they haven't been on IG in a while. I think the whole COVID situation really affected them badly.
Who is this, Johnny? Boston?
Lone Bear.
Oh, Lone Bear. Okay.
Yeah, I think that they did kind of like a at the beginning when it was really like pandemic was really like heavy. And everybody was like really taking precautions, and now they're all relaxed because they think it's over, but it's no anyway. But but like they stopped. I think they stopped shipping, or I don't know. They're just gone from the community, even though they like to pop in every once in a while in the chat randomly.
Weirdly,
like it happened last time. We were talking about him, and I was like, "I'm here." And I'm like, "Oh shit, he's here."
Well, if we did 6 degrees of separation, any of these panel live streams would go back to Lone Bear, and that's something you can check your history books for, Jay Cruz. But Lone Bear kind of started this in a promotional of the product kind of thing. So. But yeah, they were a big, at least medium to big company. They were definitely a lot more presence out there on the intranets, in the IG. So it's really kind of it's fun just to look at and see who's got the shine and who doesn't.
Yeah, Lone Bear. If you ever get a combo from just try it out, just saying. And
I'll reach out to you before I purchase something.
What?
I'll reach out to you before I purchase something from them.
Their balms are really good. They have this really good beeswax in it.
Okay,
and it gives you that it gives it this tint color. I don't know if I can even show it on here. I don't know if my camera will pick it up.
Yeah. I haven't tried Body Butter by Copper Jones yet, but I heard people say good things about it.
I got to be honest. I don't know if Ken's still in here, but I just saw Tyson. The collab, when I was in Ken's stream and they were breaking down the scent profiles from that collab.
Yeah.
I'm not buying much, but I so like Tyson that I'm going to pick up one of those collabs with Ken because I saw a couple of the scent profiles where I was like,
Yeah.
damn, son, that sounds
Yeah.
good. When he was on here last, he talked about, I forget which one, it might be last cast, but he talked about the one with the acai and the acai. How do you say that?
Acai. So.
That,
Picks up. Yeah,
there's
this is Lone Bear's bomb.
Yeah.
It's a
It's
nice,
stiff,
like,
isn't it, Johnny? Isn't it a stiffer bomb?
It's a very nice, very good, one of the best bombs.
Yeah.
They used to they would send you like a little baby spatula or something to help scrape it off. It was really cool.
They give you a little like plastic cosmetic spatula that comes with. It's not like a guitar pick. I had one when we talked about it last. I found it. I said, "Oh, let me hold on to it." It's gone again. I think one of my kids took it, but it's like a little tiny spatula that comes with the bomb.
Spatula. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So
man,
I will try me some Copper Johns, and I'm not buying anything except for those companies I like, and it's pissing me off because Gary has released. Gary is like, you know, going through some fucking second renaissance in life where he's releasing these beard of the month scents that I'm just like I would buy Vintage if it wasn't such a stupid name, but Valens I really liked the sound of that one. I think the Back to the Future one sounded really good. I mean, he's just releasing these scents, and I'm like, bro, I look over at my beard shelf, and I'm like, I'm not doing reviews, but I trust Gary. I have his scents. I like his scents, but it's just so hard. But I'm gonna break down. I'm gonna buy him.
Do you like Nirvana?
The band?
Yeah.
Well, I do, and I know he's coming out with one, but since it doesn't have gunpowder in the scent profile, I'm not buying it because it's not a true Nirvana scent.
Okay.
Or at least it should have copper in it for the scent that you get off of blood. That's just me. That's just me. You got to have at least copper or gunpowder. If you're not doing it, it's not a Nirvana scent. That's just me. I'm not the company owner.
Yeah, I wasn't. Obviously, our musical taste may not be the same. I started doing some research though. That band was interesting.
Yeah,
very interesting, and it's unfortunate how Kurt died at the end, man. Like,
oh well, you mean how Courtney killed him?
You see, I heard that today. So
here's what I'm going to say, Jay Cruz.
Yes,
I was with Nirvana, but God, I'm a huge Dave Grohl fan as a person, let alone a musician. And you know, he's gone on and done all his shit with Foo Fighters, but he was their drummer. I always thought the bassist was a bit of a dick, but you could see the genius of Cobain. And if you know anything about music, you could tell that, at least I could, even at a younger age, it wasn't going to end well. I mean, the arts, whether it's writing, whether it's music, they breed creative genius that unfortunately is also destructive. You know what I mean? There's a 27 club for a reason, right,
yeah,
Jay Cruz?
Yep. Jimi Hendrix, all those guys over there.
Yes.
I mean, in my research, as I'm learning like through this, because I don't know about this band. I don't know about Kurt Cobain. Like I'm learning, I'm researching, and it's like, bro, the brother, there was some stuff, man. The addiction to heroin, just a very like toxic lifestyle, but musical genius, right? That's it's almost like a gift and a curse, right? And man, crazy way to go out. Crazy way to go out.
Gary, I'm gonna I can't believe I haven't shared this with you. Back when I was in San Diego, I was very good friends with a guy who owned this chain of stores called Off the Record. It was San Diego County's premier old shit. Back when people were still buying vinyl, you know, CDs were relatively new. He was a co-owner. He and another guy owned this these huge record stores. I think there were 4 or 5 of them called Off the Record, where you would go to get your old shit for anything, you know, jazz, contemporary, whatever you wanted. Off the Record had it. Well, they brought in this Seattle band that was brand new to play at their store one day, and I was there for that concert. It was Nirvana, so I got to see Nirvana before they were a big name. I wasn't wowed, but Kurt was lit on something. Based on what I know now, I got to say it was something hard, like maybe heroin. You could tell that he was just not in his right mind. Didn't affect his music. But as a guy who, you know, I teach literary geniuses, and I know about a lot of their tragedies. My God, Virginia Woolf, the author, she decided she'd had enough with her depression, and she literally put rocks in her dress and walked into the river and drowned herself. Who does this shit? Sylvia Plath stuck her head into an oven because she had an abusive husband and also had mental health issues. I mean, the road is littered with artists that do that stuff. We think about musicians because they're the most pop cultural. But actors, you know, Robin Williams, Philip Seymour Hoffman, I know about a lot of these writers. It's just
Amy
something,
Winehouse.
right? There is something about creative genius that leads us that way. And it's so unfortunate because selfishly, we want them to keep creating, but also it's just, you know, candles burn bright and fast and then they go.
Gary said that. He said he despised being famous. And I kind of got that a little bit during some of the research. Like, I saw he did a concert for MTV and he went rebellion mode on it. Like, it's like he didn't want the fame, but then again, he was amazing at right? The band was amazing at what they did. So it's, you know, it's interesting, man.
Here's the thing, Jay Cruz, for me is when New Wave was on its way out, for a couple years I was in a musical void, and then I found rap in '88. Okay, so and that's when Nirvana is coming out. That's when the whole grunge movement. So I was aware of them. But I'm getting into rap, and 88 to 92, 93 were my golden years of rap. So I perhaps didn't have the same connection that Gary or others did because they were listening to the shit as it came out, whereas it was on my periphery.
Yeah. You know, you mentioned musicians, right? One of my favorite, like in my favorite rappers of all time, you're going to find DMX. And if you know anything about DMX, his story, right? His addictions, right?
Yeah.
And musical. I mean, brother, I like music that has a message. So when you put it now listen, the gangster stuff, that's a little different. But if you ever hear like his music, he's really saying something, and you feel the pain through the music. But then you also there's a humanity part of him, right? That addiction that he's been trying to shake for years. You know, for years.
I'm going to tell you, and I love you, Jay Cruz, but I got to say, I own 2 DMX CDs. I enjoy his music, but I think he's shit as a lyricist. Personally, just me. I enjoy the songs, but I don't like. I like poets. I like Andre 3000. I like Black. Oh, he just left. Fuck yeah. Oh, the positivity elemental just met his match, baby. All I got to do is talk shit about DMX, and he's. Oh, there you are. There you are. You were playing possum, you son of a gun. I was getting ready to go on a rant.
I should have let it go a little longer. He was like, no, have me back.
I'm a big lyricist guy. So you know, I look at guys like Big Daddy Kane, Chuck D from Public Enemy, Black Thought from The Roots. When you talk about weird rhythms and just amazing raps, you look at someone like Tech Nine. You know, I to me, DMX as a whole package, his music, I dug, but him as a lyricist, when I break it down, not my cup of tea. He's not going to make my top 50 lyricists.
Different stroke for different folks, right?
That's right, baby.
That's a little bit, those rappers you named, that wasn't really, like, I was still a toddler, or I wasn't even born. I wasn't born yet, so.
You hadn't drunk the Goya coconut milk yet.
No. Like, I like, even now, like DMX is on my list, Tupac's on my list, even Meek Mill, right? But all of them have a thing in common. When you listen to the music, I don't know if Johnny likes Meek Mill, but they get that, you get that crunk music, but that message in there too.
You know why I don't like Meek Mill?
Even if it's about the struggle, you know.
You know why I don't like Meek Mill?
Tell me, sir.
Because I hate his face.
What?
I can't stand that fucking face of his. So that's why I'll never listen to anything he ever says. I looked at him. I looked at a picture of him. And I was like, no way. I don't care.
Oh, so Johnny, explain that to me. I remember you saying that you have this thing about you. It's part of your personality.
Yeah. It's face value.
One time, and if you like, if it's a go, it's a go. If it's no, get them out of here.
Wait, what?
Like if you see someone's face, right? You can tell if you're gonna like them or you're not gonna like them.
Yeah. Because like I get an instant reaction when I look at someone's face. It's either like they can go or I want to punch them. Like one of the two. And that's how I gauge it, you know.
Yeah, Johnny's got the face punch,
and it works. And it works because I'm pretty spot on. Spot on. I can pick out, you know, a fucking moron just by looking at the face.
Okay.
I'm usually right.
And we tested it one night on therapy. I threw a bunch of faces at him.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
we
did. He
we
did.
talked about who Johnny would and wouldn't punch. I had females, males, black, white, and all the colors of the rainbow. I didn't discriminate. I just threw shit at him.
Yeah, I don't
And he was
discriminate.
like,
I don't discriminate. If
Yeah.
if you
I
have
don't care
that
what
look,
color your ass is, you'll get punched.
yeah, automatically judge immediately just on appearance alone, and that's how I roll, and that's it.
Now I know, Jay Cruz, you always say no judgment, but there's a lot of judgment in this life.
Hey, listen, man. Johnny called me a moron day one. Really? Johnny, what's up with that, bro?
No, he didn't.
Oh,
He was one of my first reviews ever. Was from once I started from the Instagram pool of companies.
Yeah.
Chesapeake was one of the first reviews. He didn't even know I did a review for him. I got an old Chesapeake bottle. It's right here. Hold on, I still got it because it still
For real?
smells good. Yeah, it still smells good. This is old 57. You got a 57 Chevy. I think that's a Chevy on there. I forget what car is on there. It's a butterscotch. I think butterscotch oud.
Wow.
I forget the sun profile, but
that's
it still
throwback,
smells
huh?
good. It still smells really good.
Wow, that's
And-
throwback.
Yeah, it still smells.
Wow.
Yeah, it still smells good. I got it on the black
So-
market.
So, a question for you here, Jay.
Yes, sir.
You have some of the Puerto Rican blood in your system, you're saying, or is it all
No.
Mexican?
No, I have an uncle who's Puerto Rican.
Okay.
And then my sister, she married someone that is no longer here. God bless the dead. But he was Puerto Rican and Dominican. So now my niece and nephew, they're Puerto Rican, Dominican, and
Okay.
Honduran. So now it's like all these and trust me, just because you're Latino, there's a whole thing with cultures, and everyone's a little bit
Right.
different to a degree.
Right.
But I'm full blooded Honduran. But yeah.
Honduran, Tegucigalpa,
Yeah.
brother. Tegucigalpa. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what you talking about? That's right. That's
Okay.
right. I could spell Tegucigalpa in 6th grade. That's what my teacher did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the funny thing is, if you hear me speak Spanish, my Spanish is very Puerto Rican and Dominican based. Like you can hear it in my lingo. It's
In
just
That's what I thought you were
pronunciation or
when
slang or-
you spoke. Actually, when you speak English, you sound very Puerto Rican when you speak English, like normally.
I don't know how to take that.
Like you just that's the first thing I got. I was like, oh, he's Puerto Rican because
Yeah.
the way your volume goes when you speak, that's very Puerto Rican.
I grew up in high school or middle school. Like in high school, middle school, I grew up around all Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. Those were my best friends. So
Okay, Jay Cruz, here's my question.
Yes, sir.
Best Latino rapper, my argument goes to Big Pun. What you going to hit me with?
best Latino rapper.
Like that sings. All right, yeah.
The art of rap is gonna be Big Pun. If you're saying Spanish, you're gonna have to go to Don Omar or this new
He's
guy.
only. You know why you're saying that? Because he's still alive and he's still making music and stuff like that. If Big Pun was still alive today, you'll be like, hands down, that's it, nobody else. Even though his son, if you hear Big Pun's son,
I know he got a son. Yeah.
oh my god,
He's next with it.
yeah, he's got talent. That boy has talent. And
Yeah.
it's a shame that he's not like out there more. But like
Yeah.
you gotta search him out on YouTube and stuff like that. He's good. He's
By the
good.
way, if there's anyone in the audience that's listening to rap and not listen to Big Pun, you need to. This is a guy who died young for a very different reason. He couldn't handle the fame, and he literally ate himself to death, right? He ate himself to the point where he was 700 pounds or so by the time he died. When he started off rap, he was still a big dude. He was like 400 some odd pounds.
Yeah.
But as he got more and more famous, his shield, his his safety zone was food. And he
Yes.
wound up having a heart attack at a very young age in his 20s. And he was another musical genius, man. I love that guy.
That's the example of having the wrong people around you. Because you have the right people around you, they'll look out for you. They'll help you. They'll say, hey, you know what? Let's not eat that right now. And they'll slap. I have a buddy. I have a friend. I've been friends with this guy for I don't know for years. Maybe as soon one day he saw me eating a jelly donut.
Mhm.
I took it out of the box. I'm eating it, and he looks at me. He's like, "I thought you were, you were doing the healthy thing." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, but I'm having a donut. I don't care." You know what he did? He slapped that donut right to the ground. He's like, "Pfft." And I chased him down, and I chased him because I was gonna jump him. He smacked my donut out of my.
Yeah.
So like I'm running after him, and of course he's a lot thinner and more fit and all that stuff. So he's like, oh yeah, I made you run around the building, didn't I? He's like, not only did I slap the donut out of you, I made you lose some calories, motherfucker. He's like, I was like, God, what the hell? And those are the people you need to have around you.
Yeah.
That would do shit like, and that's you know, you gotta have the right people around you. You know.
But Johnny, I saw a picture. You used to be a bigger guy, huh?
Yeah, I used to be 300 pounds. Yeah.
And was it the vegan diet that helped you get what you got now?
The vegan diet helped me. Like, no, it's funny you say that, because with the diet that made me lose this first initial like 60 pounds.
Yeah.
Actually, no, the first 80 pounds was going full keto, and all I did was eat meat. I ate meat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I was eating meat straight up, no carbs, nothing, just
ketosis.
Meat.
Yeah,
that's it. But it killed my blood pressure. And as a school bus driver, you can't have high blood pressure because you won't get cleared for your CDL.
Oh, shoot. Really?
Yeah. And every 2 years you get tested. And if your blood pressure is off and you're not on blood pressure medicines, you can't drive anymore. They won't pass your physical. You won't pass. So that meant my job. So I had to get back into a more normal, balanced diet.
Wow.
And I was still eating meat and everything like that, but I had to stop that. The keto diet is wasn't good for my blood pressure. So I lost the weight and everything like that. And even though I lost the weight, my blood pressure was still high because of my diet. You know, eating just fat and meat and all that stuff, like, just made it, you know, it's like Gary saying, keto is not sustainable. It's not a long-term life goal, like change you can make. You have to, like, you know, you take what you lose and then you start to balance your meals out. And you start to, you know, you eat the right amount of fats, the right amount of carbs, the right amount of, you know, proteins and stuff like that. Like, you get to where it's healthy, and then you get healthy.
Yeah.
But then when my wife made the choice to go vegetarian, she had our first child, and then while she was pregnant with our second, she went full vegan. She was like, you know, no more animal products, no more any of that. So she was doing it, and she lost weight and everything like that. So she's like, you should try it, you know, all that stuff. And I was like, she's like, I bet you can't do it for a week. You know, she knows me. So she's like, I bet you can't do it for a week. I bet you can't do it. And I was like, man, I could do that. Whatever. You know, I went without sugar for an entire month. You know how hard it is to go without sugar, for like eating no sugar, like at all? That's hard.
It is.
I did that for a month. So I was like, you know what? I could do this vegan thing for a week. Whatever. Tell me what to eat. I'll eat it for a week. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, whatever. And I did it. I did it for a week. And then I was like, all right, let me try it for 2 weeks. Tried it for 2 weeks, and then immediately lost another, 30 pounds, like that. Just flat out like that. And then I've been doing it ever since.
Johnny, I did vegan one time as a challenge to myself for like 5 weeks, bro. And it's crazy because like after the third day, I was just eating like the regular vegan stuff, but bro, my body was just getting rid of so much crap. Literally.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was going to the bathroom so many times a day after I was eating like just salads, beans. Well, I'm used to beans, respectfully, but you know what I mean.
Why do beans need respect? How could you disrespect beans, J. Cruz?
They're part of my culture. Anyway,
okay.
Like fall into stereotypes, right? So I started, but yo, Johnny, here's the thing though. I started noticing that I couldn't build, and I think you might have heard that one time from me. I couldn't build muscle. I felt like I was losing muscle. I was going to the gym, I was losing weight, but I couldn't build muscle, bro. And then at one point, I was getting a little too like, it's weird. I felt too like energized. Like, I want to go out for a walk. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, I like being outside. I had a lot of energy, bro. But yeah, I did it for like about 5 weeks. I'm pretty sure there was a couple times there that, but here's the thing, what I wanted to say, bro, when I went to Chipotle during that time, or I was really doing good with my diet, and I grabbed like a regular, like an orange juice, mango orange juice or something, bro, when I drank that, I could taste the sugar. I was like, oh my Lord, it's so much sugar, because my body had already gotten rid of like that addiction to sugar.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, yo, I would drink these like nothing. And it's crazy how the body can, oh man, it's crazy.
And everyone hypes fruit juice, but it's just as sugary as soda, you know. So you gotta watch that. J. Cruz, real quick, one thing, and then Johnny's got to ask you a question.
If you don't mind, I want to ask you guys a couple, if that's okay.
Totally.
Oh,
You were talking about stereotypes, which just cracks me up. We did Bell and I did South Africa for Snack the World, and they had a chip that was chili flavored.
Okay.
And on the chip, you can look at it in the video. There's a little dude with slightly darker complected with a big ass sombrero on. All right, now this is South Africa, and I'm like, and I made comment of it in the video. I'm like, that's that's a stereotype in the United States. How in the hell did that stereotype make it all the way to South Africa? Just the weirdness of life. I just wanted to bring that up. Now, more importantly,
Yes, sir.
Johnny Grims has to ask you a question.
okay. So I don't know how many episodes of Beard Therapy you've watched, but there is a question that everyone gets asked. So if you know the question, you can either just say your answer, or if you really want me to say the whole question.
I rather have the ice cream that looks like ice cream and tastes like doo doo.
Oh, there it is.
It's a psychological thing. I'm not gonna eat something.
Ooh.
No, I'm not. It's not happening, bro.
That's the answer.
You crazy? That junk get on TikTok and my homies see that, they're gonna be like, bro, what's good with you, homie? I'm not doing it.
Disney
Shit.
Beardsman, I hope you're happy, and I hope everyone else is happy. Jay Cruz, that's manning up. I didn't know if you were going to actually answer that question, but atta boy.
It's not like it's not like who would you shoot?
I don't know. I kind of have this idea of Jay Cruz, like he glistens and shines, and there's certain things that I don't know that if he's going to do or not. So I'm happy. What'd you want to ask us, Jay Cruz? We're open books.
So, like, when you got into this community, and cut me off when I need to, because it's not, just cut me off. But when you got into this community, right? Who were like some of the people that you gravitated at first, like that are still part of your journey?
JG, you go first. I talk.
The people I gravitated to are I still talk to them to this day, which is Joe and Rob. That's it.
Yeah,
and those are the first people in the community that I really talk to. And
Rob
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and still talk to them to this day. I mean, I've met a few other you know what? No, I met them after. Of course, I met them after because they were after. But now, like, I have a core circle of people who I talk to exclusively, and that's it. Yeah, and I talk like it's an everyday thing, and and I don't see that circle growing. But the very first few people that I was talking to was Rob and Joe. Yeah.
And I think, and there's nothing wrong with having that, right? That's your tribe. You guys understand each other. Like for me, right? It's Ken. It's my brother Dave from Beard of Motivation. He's been very helpful for me, like with my weight loss, encouraging me and all that. And Dan, I've built a good relationship, a good friendship with Dan, like real talk. And there's a couple more brothers like Mick. Also, I talk to Mick quite often throughout the week, another brother of mine. But what about you, Barbaro Joe?
There were guys I watched before I actually started doing reviews that motivated me to do reviews just because they were like, I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it. But as far as like, again, those degrees of circles we have.
Yes, sir.
I look at the bearded roundtable guys and back in the day, and really it's always been Rob Acker. At the start, that was ride or die. It was Rob Acker. He was my guy I could say anything to, and then the circle kind of diffused. Now since then, I have grown that circle out a little bit, but it was primarily Rob. I'm an only child, really? Jay. Yeah, I'm an only child. I'm used to being able to do shit on my own. Yeah, and I don't like the word friend. Purely because I think it's used too easily, kind of like the word hate. There are certain words that I have many, 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 many acquaintances in this world, but I have few friends. I'm one of those kind of guys, right? And Rob and Johnny are guys I count as like my true friends, even though I've met Rob, but I haven't met Johnny. But those are guys I know I could count on if we were in a position where we saw each other day in, day out.
Yeah, and I think this community is interesting, right? Because look, man, I'm from the neighborhood, right? I live in an urban city, and Ken is Ken's like my brother. He's older than me, but he's a brother from Kentucky, and I say that respectfully. All right, he showed me he was driving around. He showed me there was a whole bunch of farms and everything. I'm like, bro, what is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? His post office was the post office, the club, the food pantry.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. But this community, like, you meet people, and it's like, bro, it's crazy. And I see Gary Lewis's comment in there. I'm building this relationship with Gary, and interestingly enough, with him, he's very culturally diverse, which is it's interesting to me. I'm telling you, it's interesting.
This is true.
But it's cool when you meet people in this community that are genuine, that don't have other motives, that want to see you grow. And like, for me, right, yo, bro, listen, no cap, right?
Right, no cap.
For me, it's funny even to be cool with Brother Dan, because this is the man that I was watching his videos or listening to his videos sometimes when I'd be exercising.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Brother from Michigan, you know, like, you know, and now I got, and you know, he's been part, and I say that publicly. He's part of my story. You know, he helped push self-care, and he has so much wisdom and knowledge, and I'm willing to listen. So, but even Rob Acker, right? I don't know. I'm getting to know Rob Acker a lot, but he did like an OG move, right? He reached out to me, and I hope this is okay, Rob Acker. You know, he reached out to me. He was like, "Hey, listen, you know, if you ever," I thought you took me off the screen. My fault. You know, if you have any questions or stuff like that, and I respect that, bro. Like, I respect that. I'm real big into respect, you know. So like and I'm all about joking, right? I joke around, just don't play with me.
Yeah, right. I know exactly what you mean.
There's a difference.
There is totally a difference.
But don't play with me.
and as you get to know guys like where you are, Jay Cruz, you know, versus where you will be in 2 years if you're still here. As you get to know guys, you see those guys who you're like, okay, let's open that friendship door a little wider, kind of thing, right? You know, I'm gonna tell you. Gary said something funny in the chat. Gary is one of those guys that I think would get along real well as a friend of mine, because he's got a wicked sense of humor and he's very upfront. One thing I dig, Jay Cruz, is upfront, man. Hit me. Don't beat around the damn bush. Just give me your shit. And if I can deal with it, then I deal with it. Otherwise, I don't. All right. Sir. But I go back to Malcolm X, who said, I respect the Klan because they'll call me an N-word to my face, as opposed to other people who will say it behind my back. That's the kind of guy I want, who will tell me what's up to my face. That's a big, actually, that's a big, candor is a big friendship hoop for me, if you will. I'm too old. I don't need you to protect my feelings, kind of thing. Okay. So Gary is one of those dudes. And as I've got to know him, not as the owner of Chesapeake, but as a dude, you know, I've liked him more and more, you know, and there is kind of that distinction you mentioned with Dan C. I hate to use the word celebrity, but we're definitely talking about some strata here. We're talking about some hierarchy, right?
Of course.
You know,
well deserved too.
Well deserved. Exactly. And as you do this for a little bit longer and you get to know guys, and everyone is just guys. But when you first start, like the first time I was DMing with Dan, I'm like, just like you, Jay, I was like, I was watching this guy 3 months ago, and now he's chatting with me. There's something going on there.
Yeah. And like, so with that being said, even like in this learning, it's like Johnny and Joe, I know you guys been here for a while, right? In this community. So you've been through I'm noticing that, right? This community is not perfect by any means, but there is, like I said, I wish I could use a better word than beauty, but you know what I mean? Yeah. So how do you guys, like, I'm just seeing waves in it, but you guys have lived through the different waves, you know, like when it's real toxic, when they're this and that.
Yeah.
I think for me, I just keep my head down. Obviously, if it affects my inner circle, I try to talk to my inner circle and be like, guys, like, let's focus, or like, you're better than that. Don't address that BS. Like, that's nonsense. They ain't part of your life. They ain't meeting you in the backyard to take care of business. If they were, they wouldn't be on a screen, all that type of stuff, because that's a reality, right? Toxicity, you don't have to address it. Sometimes it's a matter that you do, but for the most part, bro, just stay on your, I was going to say journey. Stay on your.
Go ahead. It is how I feel, Jay Cruz, but I was
yeah. I like, even like, yo, man, y'all know who Eric Thomas is?
I do not.
He's a motivational speaker. I listen to him sometimes. Gary V, I listen to sometimes. And I guess that might be a millennial thing, right? That we like to listen to the motivational, inspirational speakers.
No, Anthony Robbins was big in my day. They're out, there you go.
Yeah, but look, but I just But I just said like I look at these guys and look at their life, look what they emulate, look what they represent. I want to be successful.
Right.
So I look at the people that are here, pay attention and learn,
Right.
and then translate that with whatever I'm trying to do, you know.
Let me give you a metaphor the way I look at
Wait,
it.
did he ask a question? Did you ask a question?
Me or
okay.
Jay Cruz? I think Jay Cruz was making a statement.
He was making a
Am I
statement.
wrong?
Okay. I was like,
No, but I'll ask more questions. Yeah, I got more questions. I'll ask more questions.
Okay. Jay Cruz, you're a younger kid, but all cars used to be equipped with a cigarette lighter. Now you plug your phone into it so that you can get power. But you know the lighter thing I'm talking about in your Honda Civic?
I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Imagine, okay, so that lighter core heats up and you smoke if you're in the 1970s. Imagine taking that lighter when it's heated up and moving it down your arm, okay? And just giving a little bit of a burn and a scar and put a name on each one of those. That's what 2 years is like, is you get stung by people you think are close to you. Okay.
yeah, when that happens, that's a special kind of rage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of those burns are going to go away and you're going to be okay. Some are going to stick around. You know, and if you keep getting burned by the same person because you're forgiving and you want to give them another chance, then hopefully that's enough of a clue that you start eliminating them from your existence. But to me, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in back channels, let alone all the public shit. There's a lot of stuff that goes on back channels that makes you think, as my daughter or son would say, some people are sus and other people, you know, are legit. And so to me, to answer your question that you were kind of bringing up there, I use that, like, you know, that lighter burn analogy. Gary, initially I put a big ass burn on me, but now Gary's burn is gone because I dig that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I still got a couple there.
You got a couple of scars to prove.
I still got a couple, and I stay away from those people like the plague, brother.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like Johnny, like I'm sure, like even with Johnny, you know, he was discussing earlier, right? It's man, like the negativity sometimes is not even worth acknowledging him, man, because to be honest, if anything, it just slows you down from what you're trying to do. And you know, I don't mind listening even to Johnny, right? Johnny, like I'll ask Johnny questions about the community if I need to, you know, and I know he'll give me straight up the answer, you know, how to move forward and stuff. It's just learning how to navigate. I think that's my thing.
Yeah.
I'm still a student to this.
No,
man.
that's very important. And Jay Cruz, as much as I love you, brother, and I do, you're
Yes, sir.
gonna get a couple of those burns, and that's good, because I'm one of those guys that feels pain is a wonderful teacher. You know, I'm not going to tell my kids stay away from the oven. I'm like, go touch that hot ass oven, because you're going to learn once you burn your hand, you aren't going to touch it again. That's the way I look at life. I'd rather take a few lumps, because those are going to teach me a lot better than being protected all the time. Sometimes we just got to go through that shit to get experience.
Yeah, man. I can understand why you would say that. Yeah,
To get wisdom.
Have you experienced any hate in the community yet, Jay?
Let me get some water. Hold on.
Yeah. No, there was one. There was one that I saw.
I saw one with Jay.
Man, you don't know how angry I was at that, but I didn't act on it, and I probably should have. Maybe I should have reached out to you and asked you, do you want me to make a post about this? Because at the time I wasn't doing that. At the time I was letting it all roll and just like not getting involved and all that stuff. But like now, like I feel like you can't do that anymore, because like these people are just gonna keep they keep on with the negativity and the hate and stuff like that, and the name calling and things like that. And I feel like that as a community we should like expose that and just like cut them out, like and move on, you know, harmoniously. And when, like I saw a little when you first started up, you know, there was somebody, you know, they said something stupid. I'm not gonna bring it up. I mean, I'm not gonna say what it is, but like I was very, 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 very pissed about that, and I should have reached out to you and asked you if you want to address that or not, or something, because like, you know, I feel like I don't know, these people think that they could just say whatever they want and they could just like walk all over you and just say whatever, you know, and I have a hard time letting stuff like that go, you know, and. You know,
So I'm gonna plug my channel in a way, right?
No, go for it.
I dropped the video. I drop these Monday motivation videos every Monday. It's part of the side of me that I promote with self-care, right? The inspirational side, the motivational part. I dropped a video called Haters.
I remember that one.
And part of it, what people don't understand, and I'm learning too, whenever you come into those issues or feelings of hate, you have to address that yourself, right? Be careful how you navigate with that. It's one thing to think a thought, it's another thing to actually act on it publicly, especially in the niche industry like this. What I realized, okay, respect. What I realized, sometimes when people hate, man, it's just a reflection of their insecurities, man. It makes them question their abilities. I just don't acknowledge it. Just move forward. And I got that advice from some great people, people that are successful. So just stay humble, stay focused, and that's it. We're not on the same. We're not seeing eye to eye. We don't have the same goals, and we just keep moving forward. That's it.
Yeah, you do that, and then you get they get mad. They get mad that you moved on, and they get jealous, and they continue to keep on and on and on and on. And you can block them or whatever, and they still come up out of the woodwork, still trying to get at you and stuff like that. And it's like it borderlines on harassment.
Like the quote, like the quote says, "Your opinion of me is none of my business."
Yeah.
So just keep moving forward. And I think, man, listen, sometimes I think sometimes about situations. How would one of my mentors handle this? Right. Someone who's older than me, more mature, has a family, is a great husband, father, all that. How would he handle that? And, and I look at, and I think like, man, how would he, I call him Pops. That's my Pops. Cause he's like a father figure to me. And I'm like, yo, how would Pops handle this? Like, that's how I think, and kind of navigate through that, so
that's good, Jay. That's a way to do it. My inner secret. Hey, I have no doubt.
There's something to that. I think there's something to that.
I do too.
Maybe they find me extremely attractive, and they're fighting that internal battle.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
And look, and like even with Johnny, right, or Joe, or Barbaro Joe, this is the thing. The quote goes like this: "A smart man will learn from his mistakes. A wise man will learn from the mistakes of others." So if I ask Johnny a question, hey Johnny, this came up. This company came up, this happened to me. I know you reviewed them. I know you worked with them, or I know you dealt with this person. Mm-hmm. How do you navigate through that, right? I don't mind asking you that if I know that it would be beneficial for me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I think that's when sometimes we go into this ego thing, the pride thing. Yo, as men, listen, we got that. It's testosterone, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But man, listen, if I can find ways to avoid mistakes, I don't mind asking the question, man.
See, Jay, this is what I love about you, Jay, is that
yes, sir.
Aside out from all the positivity and just the energy you bring, to have youth, and at 31, you're still youth. 31, right? Did I get that right, Jay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And it's very interesting, Jay, because you've used a couple kind of, for lack of a better term right now, feminine terms. You use those terms, motherfucker. Don't sit there and say like whatever. You use that language, son. Who cares, right? Because they're all of our words. But the idea that if you at 31 are doing it, it breaks down perhaps people who are like, I can do that too. Because man, machismo is a motherfucker.
Yo,
machismo is a motherfucker.
Yo, man, and like I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I've lost some homies to the system, or they're not here anymore. And sometimes pride is involved, envy is involved, or like fast money is involved. Bro, that lifestyle ain't man. Listen, so if I'm out here and I can be me, right? Because that's another thing, right? Yo, if I'm just me, bro, I'm having fun. I don't have to be like. I don't have to be like, I can be me and I can have fun with it, And I think even like with that being said, like for me is, and I always have to check myself. I know I got to check myself. Don't get it twisted. Sometimes ego gets involved with me and I got to dress myself like, yo, Jay, take it easy, bro. Like what's good with you? But with that being said, it's important to stay humble, man. For me, it's just important to stay humble, stay focused, and associate yourself with people that align with your visions and your goals and your journey. Hey, listen, hey Gary, work on it right now. Journey Vintage. That's what we're gonna name it.
I was just thinking Vintage Journey. Vintage Journey. Make the oil vintage and the butter journey.
Yeah, vintage a millennial. Journey. And what's your generation? Generation X, right?
Yeah, I'm an X. Yeah.
Okay, respectfully.
And
I hope we have Social Security by the time we get there.
Yeah. Let me tell you something, Jay Cruz. New Jersey is about 5-6 hours, depending 7-8, depending where you are. I will shit in a bag and put it on your porch. That's all I'm going to say right now. I'm not above that. I'm not, just because I'm 53 doesn't mean I'm that mature. All right. I'm a vindictive son of a gun. That's all I'm going to say right now. Yeah, Waltimus Pride says ego is no joke, and that is where the drama. Let's talk therapy, right? That is where the drama in the community comes from. It's all about the ego.
Yeah.
At some point, depending on, this to me comes back. What's your philosophy? What's your goal when you're doing your YouTube, IG stuff? At some point, when it's beyond a hobby and you think you can be the next whomever and earn money, that's all ego. And you're taking pot shots and you're trying to undermine DNC. There is, I love the term, it ain't bragging if you can back it up. And my wife hates it because I'm an arrogant motherfucker when it comes to shit I can back up. I will let you know. Because who else is gonna? I don't got anyone being my hype man. At my house, at least. I got some people in the community that help a brother out when they're trying to show my videos, but who's gonna be my hype man? But you got to be able to last. Like you were saying, Jay, you got to be able to be humble when it's time to be humble, right? Mm-hmm. But what you can never do is get on a live with alcohol in your system and call people out.
Yeah.
Who does that help? I told those guys, I said with Gary in a live, if anyone needs to know how to handle their alcohol and have fun, come watch Beard Therapy. Because chances are me or Johnny or both of us are going to be lit by the time 9:30 rolls around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Not tonight because I'm on energy drinks tonight because I wanted to, I wanted to be awake, alert, and
that's my energy. It was a lot more full when I started.
Is that alcohol or is that something else?
It ain't iced tea. Like I heard Van Halen say at a live concert, it ain't iced tea, baby.
Okay.
All right? Here's the thing, though. Yes, sir. We have fun. Have you noticed, Jay, since you've been doing the CMU, there's the broader beard community, but there's also the CMU community, the community of your show.
Always there.
You know what I'm talking about? Who is there, who you see repeated, right?
Yes, sir.
I can bust McMahon's balls. I can name 20 guys in our audience right now that I can bust their balls. And if you just came out with no context, you'd be like, that Barbados Joe is a son of a bitch. And they're laughing. And that's how you have a show and drink your liquor. I don't just arbitrarily sit there going, let me talk about Beard Times with Scott. Let me talk about that motherfucking J. Crew.
Yeah.
Handle your liquor, motherfucker, if you're going to get on a live. It's that simple. You don't get on and do your beard review drunk. Handle your liquor if you're going to come on here and drink. It's that. I got no time for the liquor excuse. All liquor does is open up the honesty. The honesty that you've been suppressing behind your rib cage, it just lets it out to play. All right. And that's what I think we saw happen that night with Johnny Grims and others.
And let me tell you something. Like I drink a lot doing this show. There are shows I don't even remember doing. What? Yeah. Oh yeah. And never once have I ever spoke out of pocket like that. No. Ever once. No. I mean, I did a live one time where I thought I was gonna die. I ended the live and I sat in this chair for like an hour thinking like, this is it. This is the end. I'm not going to make it up the stairs. Like I'm going to die right here in this chair because that's how drunk I was. And I still did not act out of pocket like that.
Because Jay Cruz, to me, before you put anything foreign into your system, you are that person. You've got that person's strengths and weaknesses. And once you put the shit, whether it's smoke, inhale, drink, whatever it is, it's still going to react off of what you're holding on inside of you, right? And what we do on this place is we have fun. And that's one thing that Johnny and I have kind of done subconsciously is even when we are 5 sheets to the wind, we're still having fun. We may be a bit more of a dick. And go back and look at some circus cow discussions I've had with Mick. Those were totally liquor fueled. But Mick, man, knows that I love him to death. I love that dude. Yeah. And if I'm busting his balls on Beard Therapy, that means I love him more. Because if I can bust your balls, that means I love you. If I'm not talking to you, I'm hands off because I don't know you yet. You know what I'm saying? Right? But if I'm going to bust your balls like Johnny Grooms and tell you how Johnny Grooms has done nothing for this beard community, that's because I love Johnny Grooms. Right? We all know that Johnny has done nothing for the beard community, don't we? I hope we know that.
Not a single
Not
thing.
A damn thing. Occupation.
Jay, you know what, Jay? Don't expect me to do anything for you in this community either, because as soon as you come out with like an event or something, and you want support, you want me to be on your live, I'm going to tell you no. And then if you come out with a collab and all that stuff, and I'm not going to buy it,
No.
I'm not going to support your journey. Sorry.
Journey.
Respectfully, I'm not gonna support your journey.
We got hashtags for days.
Hashtag journey.
Tonight.
Hashtag talk to me nice. That's gonna be the new hashtag.
Oh, talk to me nice.
Man,
Oh, shit.
interesting.
Jay Cruz,
No,
we have officially.
Anything Jay does, I'll support.
Respectfully, appreciate it,
That's
man.
right. That's totally it. Jay Cruz, we've hit 10:30, so you can go whenever you want to. Johnny and I are going to keep going.
Rocking.
Okay,
No, he's still good.
let's roll. Let me check the chat. Chat, guys, I'm sorry. When I get into good discussions like this with a guest I truly enjoy, I kind of ignore y'all. I can't be as skilled as Jay Cruz. And,
Look at
Hey,
Eric.
you know what? It's funny because D93, D930, right? Dirty 930, like it can go one or two ways. It can be like we have a really like good discussion and we're in that period of time, or it could just go into like a raunchy time period. Just so happens that this show like we had a great good discussion.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Can I ask Barbara Joe a question?
why are you asking
Fuck,
if you can
no.
ask a question?
It's not
Just
my
ask a
show.
question.
It's not my show.
Just ask a
Johnny's not
question.
my agent.
There's no
I
format
want
here.
to know.
There's no format here.
I want to know.
Just go.
What is it like to be a student for Barbara Joe? First of all, where do you get this swag a little bit? You got a little swag, so there's a little bit of chocolate in the vanilla. You feel me? Like,
Damn straight, right?
there's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what's good? Like, that's why I said I'm a fan of you. I'm like, where does this man get this swag? Another one too, Rob Acker. I'm like, where y'all get this vernacular? Who y'all talking to? Did you live like in the neighborhood? Like, what was? Talk to me. Let me know. So go ahead, Barbara Joe. Answer that, please.
I lived in a very lily white suburb of San Diego. But here's what happened. I got into rap. I got into music.
Okay.
I was able to find my rhythm, and I would go dance into the clubs. I remember once going to a black club where me and my boy were the only white faces in the place. That didn't make us want to leave. That made us just want to stay there even more and just dance with whoever was there.
Okay.
It was just a thing to do back in the day, and it's all part of as far as being a student of Barbara Joe, you'd have to ask my kids. I can't tell you, but we have. The whole idea behind my class is I teach you, you have fun. You walk out of that class saying, I learned more than when I walked in and I had fun. And I've had many students tell me, I hate English. This is the best English class I've ever had. And that's a victory. That's a victory right there.
I feel like you can teach me everything from the Odyssey to rap music. That's what I find intriguing about you, right? I mean, my bad concern with you is that when I get to your age, I have Social Security available. That's another thing. But I'm a fan, man. I'm like, yo, this brother, like, he's pretty hip.
And I'll tell you what, it's easy to be hip when you surround yourself with 16-year-olds all day and you have 14-year-old twins. Hello, friends. I came in with Joe saying Black Club. You damn straight you did, Emo. You know what happened with Emo and his big black leopard god ass is I said black and Emo's ears started to twitch. He was like, Mother, Emo is my boy. Emo is my boy. Yes, Emo, back in the day, Emo's not as old as I am. Back in the day when we went dancing, because, there was a certain club level back in the 90s. There was everyone's going to dance here, but if you wanted to hear the good dance jams, you had to go to the black clubs. You didn't want to hear the top 40 dance jams. You wanted to hear the same dance jams you might have been playing in your car. So you had to go seek out the black clubs.
So yeah, man. Like growing up, like I'm very. Oh, you called yourself a blender, which is a new term. I've never heard that before. But like me, man, I'm Latino, but like I grew up very like culturally diverse. Like I was cool with brothers and sisters from the African American community, different cultures, Caucasian, Asian American, all that stuff. So I would like, that's just my style. Like I'm like that. Like I like to get around with, like, be cool with people. Now, Johnny, you born and raised in Jersey, bro, the whole life?
No, I was born in the Bronx and lived in Brooklyn until I was like 12 years old, and then we moved over to Jersey because we had to leave. We had to leave Brooklyn in fear of our lives.
Hey, listen, I understand, brother. I understand.
Like this, like for real. Like I'm not even kidding. Like, for real.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. No, I get that. I get that.
You know what we had to do? We had to live for 3 months in the projects in Manhattan, the Lower East Side, and then we were able to move to New Jersey. So it was like it wasn't just a move right from Brooklyn to Jersey. It was a stop there, and I couldn't go to school and anything. Yeah, it was bad. I had to stay back a grade because of that. It was awful.
Wow. I got a friend out there. Shout out to her in Brooklyn. She's from Brooklyn.
We escaped the apartment through the fire escape from behind the building to get away so we could flee to Manhattan for a few months.
Wow.
It was bad, man.
Yeah, no, man. The neighborhood can get crazy sometimes. I hear that. Now, let me ask you a question. This is gonna look at Johnny's collection up there, gentlemen. You see that collection? That's a big collection over there. Yeah. Barbaro Joe, you're only allowed to buy beer products from one company for a year. Who are you choosing?
Hanyaker.
Okay.
All products though, or just beard? Like
just beard wash, beard conditioner, beard butter, oil. Yeah.
You guys, wait. You
I don't want to say it because he's in the damn house. Okay, if we're going beard oil, beard butter, beard balm, Hanyaker. If we're including it all, the damn Ultra does it for me. The damn Ultra and the damn Vitality. I said it last year. Chesapeake was my company for 2020. Not to say I don't like his oils and butters, but if I've got to include the kit and caboodle, and you don't know how much this pains me, Jay Cruz. Seriously, to have to say this publicly, I'm going Chesapeake.
Really?
There you go. I'm on the record with it.
Okay.
I'm on the record with it.
What about you, Johnny?
Right now, if I'm gonna use anything, I would have to go with Peak CBD.
Really?
Yeah. Like I've been wearing the Dublin for a while now. I've been using it.
Okay.
And this is one of my favorite scents. Like right now for 2020, we are. Hold up. Hang on. Give me a second here. I want to make sure I'm right.
Wow.
Yeah, for 2021. Yeah. Because I had to see when I got the other scents that I have. This is right now. It's like it's this and another scent that is like equal to number one, and it's gonna be very hard to dethrone this scent right here.
Wow.
It's I would say it's delicious.
Yeah.
If you will.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
It's just a delicious scent. It's really good.
Now, I need to give you some context, and Rob Acker just said something in the chat.
Yes, sir.
I don't hate to admit it now, but real quick, and I've said this story before on therapy. I'm sorry, guys, to repeat it. I'll make it quick. Yes, At one point last year, I threw out an all call. Hey, come owners who want to join us on therapy. Gary Lewis and I did not see eye to eye for the first year of existence that I was here. And Gary Lewis jumped in when we were at kind of this, like, the tensions have settled, but they're still there. Gary Lewis said, I'll come on therapy. And I'm like, motherfucker, I threw out an all call. And I had to make the decision where I'm like, do we let this motherfucker on beard therapy? Did I just set a trap for myself? And this is what I'm saying to myself. I'm not saying this to John.
Of course.
Right? And then I'm like, okay, let's be fair. And he won me over that night. And that started the bridge to the healing and stuff. And I hadn't tried any Chesapeake. He actually sent me some. And I tried that. But I hadn't purchased any Chesapeake, anything like that. So for me to say that in 2020, Chesapeake was my company of the year, it's very huge based on where I came from in 2019.
Wow. Respect. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I would say for me, it right now, just because the more you use it, I really do believe in this product. The more you use this product consistently, the better the experience get. I'm going to say Copper Johns. If I'm only buying from one for oil, butter, balm, it's going to be Copper Johns just because the more you use it. Like even last night, I feel like maybe Last Cash should have been number one. But at the same time, if you were going one-on-one, Detroit Grooming probably has a little bit better feeling beard than Copper Johns, you know. That's why I asked you scent when it comes to beard butter, Johnny. No.
I think if you're gonna compare like Detroit Grooming and Copper Johns, I probably would lean more to Copper Johns.
Okay.
You know,
Copper John's scent is a little bit louder. Like you're not gonna get like a loud scent with Detroit Grooming, but they did create beard butter. And if we're doing one-on-one,
yeah,
Copper John.
I mean, they both feel like both feel fantastic. You know,
but the more you use those ionic inlet sea minerals, the better it gets, man. That experience gets a lot better.
Yeah, this is true. This is true because when I was testing, that's another thing. Well, real quick, just to see if you do this because I do this, and when you test a product, right? Do you do a detox period where you don't use any product and you just, you know what I'm saying? Like, because this is what I've been doing, and you know,
Johnny, you mean a preparation to go into the test?
Yes, like what I do is I like a detox period because when you use a product, let's say I use, let's say I'm using McKissick, let's say for instance, for like 3 days, right? And then all of a sudden, you know, I wash my beard, whatever, and I use like Hanyaker's co-wash or even their beard wash or whatever. Those products are still in your beard, you know, like the wash and the co-wash and all that stuff is still in your beard. So like, and when you go and you start testing new product and you have what you use to wash your beard, all that softening goodness from those co-washes, like, is that softness coming from the co-wash or is it coming from the product that you're supposed to be testing? So what I found that what I do now is that I wash my beard with a stripping wash. Either I use Whiskey and Hardtack's beard wash. It's a great stripping wash. That Luxurious Bastards Pine Tar bar of soap is a really good stripping wash. Damn Yankees Blue Lion. Is it Blue Lion? I think it's called Blue Lion. It's really good stripping wash, gets everything out of the beard. So what I do is I give it like 3 days.
Really?
No product, just water, maybe a little bit of coconut oil, just so it's not, you know, like super like awful.
Yeah.
Because you can get pretty good feeling beard if you just get regular coconut oil that you use for cooking, you know what I'm saying, like the solid one. Just take, you know, a little bit in the beard and some water and you're good. And I do that for a couple of days to make sure like I'm not cross contaminating what I'm testing and what I've been using for the past 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, do you do that, or do you, like, what's your?
So I like, man, it's good point you said, right? But I just use the pine tar soap to reset everything. You know, just to reset. I have, who do I have? Beard Octane's pine tar soap, and I use that now. The wash that I use at night, even the one, well, I'm testing one for a company now, but that's just like, I think that's unscented. So I use that, or I'll use Chesapeake's the daily wash. That's like my go-to. But I never thought about resetting like that. Like, would you like, so you go like between testing, you take a couple of days off, no product?
Yeah, that's why I don't do. That's why my reviews are very far apart. Like that's why like my channel is like the way it is, because I do a beard review, right? Like I just dropped one today. I've used Detroit Grooming for a long time already. Yeah. So, you know, I dropped the review today. So the next few videos are going to be not beard reviews because they're still like, it's on the detox period. And I'm going to start using the product, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I will do the review once I know like this product is good for my beard. There's some companies though that I can get away with, like Chesapeake. I've used Chesapeake's product properly like that before in the past.
Yeah, so you already know the feel in beard.
So I already know like this works for my beard. This is going to be good. So it's a very quick, like I could do the review quickly, but I'll still wear it for a couple of days just to make sure the scent is where it is, and I can speak truthfully on how much I like it and things like that. So yeah, but if it's like a brand new company, you know, like a brand new company, I will do that. You know, I will go 3 days, nothing, and just, that's why you haven't seen a review on Aztec for me. And how long I've had Aztec for a while now. It's just it's right over there, sitting right over there. You know, because I'm not ready. I'm not ready to use Aztec exclusively just yet, because I have a beard review product that I have to do beforehand. So like once I do that beard review, then I'm gonna do the 3 down, and then I'll fill in my channel with like gaming or building my model kits and stuff like that. So like that's why my channel is like the way it is, you know.
Yeah, I don't know how, man. Listen, I don't know how some people stick to a schedule. I mean, right now I'm pretty set, right? It's Monday motivation, Tuesday CMU, Friday of review, or Saturday. I think I might do them on Saturdays now instead of Fridays. And staying consistent to a schedule like that is very hard. And for someone that's not very disciplined like me, that's challenging, man.
You have it down and you have an audience, so you can't mess that up. The day you
Yeah.
not the day you messed it up, you'll see like decline, but you'll throw people off if you don't keep it
Yeah.
consistent. Like
Yeah.
like
At least at the CMU
I've
for
done that a
sure.
couple times. Yeah.
yeah.
I think with reviews they're a little more forgiving, but Johnny's right. They'll be like, "Oh, it's Friday at 5. Jay Cruz
Yeah.
is going to be dropping a video."
Yeah.
That two things real quick. Number one, Rob Acker had a question for you, Jay Cruz.
Yes,
Number
sir.
two, I've drunk enough that I've already forgotten number two. We'll see if it comes back. Rob Cruz, speaking of Copper Johns, asked, let me pull it back here. Does Jay Cruz
what
have
is the
Lost
question?
Creek?
Yes. Those are the new oils, right? Yes, those are the new oils. I have all three of them. I have the Bluegrass Trails, the Lost Creek, and the Lake Town. Right now, I think I'm going with the one that has the musk in it. It might be Lake Town. It may be Lake Town. I can't get up from here because there's backdrops here. But yeah, I'll let you know. If you
Oh,
wanna-
that's not a wall?
No, it's a backdrop.
Oh, what's behind it?
If I fall, you will laugh.
By the way,
I jump into the basement of the projects, and I'm just like sitting here next to the laundry machine, like I hope no one comes.
it's been a long time since Rob Acker has done any beard shit, but there is quality there
Yes.
throughout. But the thing you gotta watch
Yes, sir.
just to see a man with, I don't believe he had a shirt on from like here up, so you don't get any of the you don't get any of the juicy. But you want to watch a man put a bunch of goop in his beard and throw a Walmart bag over it, but he is telling you how to take care of your beard as far as like total clean strip. Go to Stray Bearded's channel. I don't know what the hell it's called. Rob, you can probably tell me what it's called. He just dropped something in the chat.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite videos for two reasons. One, fuck you for going through all those steps. You would not believe the steps Rob Acker goes through to do a true reset of his beard. But hell with that. I'm just going to go, pine tar soap or something else. But
Yeah.
two, the fact that he decided to put all that together and show you is amazing.
Yeah.
For what Johnny did for blackheads, Rob has done for beard resets. There are must-see videos on all these dudes' channels, right?
Yeah.
Johnny's is when he tries to suck the blackheads out. Now, since then, he's done other things, but I will always remember Johnny sucking the blackheads out. And for me, aside from the beard reviews Rob did, it's when he does the reset. He's wearing the Walmart bag. Oh, my God, I love that video.
Yeah.
I love that video.
Yeah.
Deep conditioning, that's it. Deep conditioning.
I'm gonna say something, and that's about emo. Emo said something earlier, something about forgiveness, and I read that, man, and that's deep because the reality is, man, forgiveness ain't for them. Forgiveness is for you. Sometimes you gotta let it go, and you gotta forgive people, even when they don't deserve it, or they never asked for an apology, or gave you an apology, bro. That's type of health for your heart. You gotta let those things go, man, and forgive. It's more power. There's more power in forgiving someone. You know what I'm saying? It takes a big person. Like, I'll say this because I might have said it publicly. I'm not sure. You mentioned the whole thing about the incidents and stuff like that. And there was someone who reached out and apologized to me. And I said, brother, listen, I said, I forgive you, man. I said, you're better than that. Just get up and keep pushing forward. And that's how like I said, how I may handle conflict, Johnny, is not how you may handle it, how Barbara Joe handle. Everyone's different. And I respect everyone that wants to do their thing. But, I'm kind of like that. I just listen, man. I forgive you, bro. Like, just get better than that. You slipped up. Just get better. Just get better. Just do better. You know what I'm saying?
But Jay, don't you think to evolve as men in this furry community, we got to be okay with saying words like beautiful or cuddly, and we got to be able to sit there and say stuff like, well, okay, you guys are giving me looks. Jay, I don't know.
You lost me at cuddly.
Okay. Well,
I can never look at another bearded guy and say, "Oh, you look cuddly."
Okay, well, maybe you would. All right. Words,
respect me, but just respect me.
words that dudes, forget bearded dudes. Words that dudes wouldn't usually say. Jay has stopped himself a couple times tonight saying, "I'm going to say this." All right.
Yes,
okay, to get past that machismo, I mean, that is the ultimate barrier. That machismo ego problem is the ultimate barrier to freaking nirvana, right? To us all being able to hang out and be okay with each other and put the petty shit aside, to be able to forgive easily, like you're talking about, Jay Cruz, to be able to not hold grudges. because I get all of it. Right, I'm vindictive as hell. I'll tell you that right now. You do me wrong, and you do someone I'm close to wrong, I'm gonna be vindictive, and that's one of my failings. That's one of my weaknesses,
Okay.
and that's why I say that the drama in the community will always be cyclical because you're never going to take a few hundred guys and get them all in the same wavelength. I don't know that you'd want to, right? Who wants a unimind? Who wants everyone acting like droids and robots? But just to have the self-awareness to say, let me put the brakes on a second and reflect and think about it.
Johnny, I already know what comment you laughed
Okay,
at.
who is it?
I saw it on the bottom.
I said it before. If I was gay, I was Emo, from what I've seen personally in lives, you are not alone, sir. You are not alone. Johnny Grooves has a few fans out there that aren't part of the community. They want to see that Latino ace or culo.
They're not in the community, but I get DMs.
Johnny,
gets
you're Italian,
DMs.
Huh?
You're Italian, Johnny?
I have so many races
Okay.
that on my bloodline that I would need the printout from the
Dude.
what is that service?
The,
23andMe? Is it 23andMe?
Yeah.
Something like that? Yeah, I would need the printout to
No.
break it all
You
down.
don't need the printout. Here's what I got to tell you. When Johnny recently had a very personal tragedy.
yeah,
Right. We right. You know about it. Okay. John, if there was any good part about that for Johnny, to me, was that he got to meet some relatives that he'd never met before.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when Johnny told me about this and how like the native peoples of like the Caribbean and the Puerto Rican islands and all that stuff, he told me about this. What was the term, Johnny? Of the blended races. What was that term you told me? Do you remember?
Blanquito?
No.
It was a term. This is no shit, J. Cruz. It was a term that I looked up. And when on Wikipedia, when it came up, there was a picture
Oh
of a person.
no. The majority of my family, like the majority of my biological family, because you know how families are. Some families don't stay together forever. Anyway, the majority of my biological family is indigenous into the Caribbean, so the Taino Indians.
Oh,
Like that's
Johnny.
Tainos, yeah, Puerto Rico. That's yeah.
yeah,
Johnny Grooms.
that's the
please.
majority.
Look-
Yeah.
Look
Oh,
up Taino on Wikipedia and put that picture. I looked up Taino on Wikipedia and I took the one color picture they had and it was a female and said, "Tell me if this is not a female Johnny Grooms." It's amazing, J. Cruz. The person on the Wikipedia Taino page looks like a female Johnny Grooms. And I'm not busting balls and I'm not even being illegit right here. I'm being totally legit.
yeah.
I got the
So
numbers.
you can
Actually,
see those
I'm
Taino
gonna have
roots.
them send me the pictures of like my grandparents and like my biological grandfather. He looks like Native American. That's what he is, 100%. Like that's what he is. And my grandma, same thing. They're both like they're indigenous people. It goes far back to like they were living, like their ancestors lived in caves and stuff. Like they were, that's how far back it is. And and that's my biological side of the family. That's what they are.
So Johnny, let me ask you a question. Johnny and Joe, how do you guys, because again, my video on Monday talked about this. Did you guys get comfortable? Were you guys ever uncomfortable at one point having to say no to people in the community?
No, in what way, Jay?
No, with reviews, working with this company, doing this for someone, doing this and this and that, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I say no all the time. You know how many companies come at me, offer me free shit to review? I tell them no all the time. I was like, no, that's it.
Jay Cruz, have you seen my subscribers? That's my answer to your question.
Okay.
I didn't have to turn too many people away. Let me just say that.
I say no a lot because when the way I like to do my review, I want the consumer experience. And if a consumer experience goes negative, goes wrong, depending on the customer service of the company will determine whether I highlight how effed up that customer service and how that consumer experience was. And if it goes good and everything's good, then I don't have to talk about it, but I want the full consumer experience because when I do my review, that's why I bring the camera down.
Oh man.
And I show you exactly what you're getting is because I want to give that consumer experience in my review. So like if you just bought this is what it's going to look like in your hands when you hold it. and this is how the oil is going to look like. This is how the bottle, the label, everything. So when the day comes that, because I haven't ran into it, because all these companies, every company that I review, the customer service was good, very, very good. Even when things got messed up, they made it right. We had good conversation. There was good, back and forth. The day a company like comes at me sideways off and their customer service is not favorable, you will know it in that review full force. Like you will 100% will get everything. Text messages, emails. I will lay it all out on how shitty they were to me if they ever were come at me that way.
Yeah.
And but I've had very good luck. Every single company I've reviewed, it has been stellar, like customer service wise.
Yeah. I think a part of my like stress sometimes is to really I really don't want to like mess up with this stuff, right? Because like
you can't mess up, even if you mess up, like what are you gonna mess up? If it didn't feel right in your beard, it didn't feel right in your beard. And don't worry about the company. There's like 50 million companies out there. Like
so when I dropped my, and I'm not gonna say it, but people already know my first review that it wasn't too favorable when it came in feeling beard. I was nervous, bro, because I'm like, well, this company has a big following, like, and it doesn't work. And I reached out to a couple of my people, and I was like, yo, how do you do this? How do you say this professionally? How do you? I'm not gonna go on there and be like, yo, your junk is trash. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, you don't do that. No, you don't do that.
But like, how do I still be me, but professionally? Because obviously, I still want to be able to be professional enough that companies will want to, work with me. But at the same time, I want to be genuine to the audience and be myself at the same time.
Right. Jay Cruz, respectfully,
yes, sir.
DM me if you want to see how reviewers have handled tough reviews, because I've got a couple that I know of that I think are very well done when the reviewer had to be honest, but truthful. And I wouldn't call it negative, because one of the biggest misconceptions in the world is honesty is negative. No, it's fucking honesty. If you ever want to watch someone who's done a lot of reviews do one that probably stung the company, but do it in a very professional way, I will give you some ideas.
Okay.
And none of them were by Barbados Joe. Trust me.
You just like I have a couple of reviews that I did that the products just weren't good for me. Every scent I had that he sent me smelled exactly the same to me, and I said it. That's it is what it is. That's how that's how I felt it. That's how I felt in my beard. That's how I received the scent when I got it. I wasn't like fire and brimstone at the company. I was just like, it was only one review I did where I did flip out, was because I bought this shaver, this razor, right, to shave my head with.
Yeah.
And one, got no instructions on how to use it, right? The way it's shaped was super weird and funky, and like it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life when it comes to shaving product. And I got so mad because every time I tried to hold it, it would fall out of my hands. The way it's shaped. So I got really angry, and I just started to snap them on the review because I couldn't use it. And I wasted my money, and I got really angry. So I broke them all. I broke them on camera. That was it.
Oh, yeah, you were upset.
Yeah, I was mad.
You were upset, sure.
Jay Cruz, Jeremy Wiggs said something earlier, just a little bit ago. Here's the thing, Jay Cruz, if you aren't honest, people will know. You can say that a product didn't work for you personally, and that's okay. Unless you're Dan C, chances are the way that owners sometimes work is Johnny Grooms is going to drop a video on Company X, and Ken is going to drop one, and you're going to drop one, all within a couple-week period. And if I'm a fan of Jay Cruz, I may go to his video first, but chances are the community is going to watch a couple of guys talk about this, and they're then going to make their decision, right?
Yeah.
So if they hear you and Johnny and Ken say similar things, that's going to inform them. But I think our audience is informed enough to know all about subjectivity. Just because you didn't like that scent, but Johnny did, they can sit there and say, oh, I look at the profile, I'll dig it or I won't dig it. Right. But if they hear the repetition of a positive or negative thing, they'll clue in. So to me, honesty is always the best policy, realizing that there is always a degree of subjectivity within that honesty.
Yeah. How did you guys? Okay, so I'm gonna ask you one more question, and I know you guys probably got to leave, so we'll hurry.
I am leaving. What do I care?
I don't got to go to work till 2 tomorrow. But listen, how did you guys conceptualize your show? Like, what was the thought? Like, you ain't gonna say a brother that lives in the Amish country with a brother from Jersey gonna get together and make a show. Like, you said,
Okay.
Okay. I'll do the first half and then I'll let Johnny take over. Okay.
Go ahead.
I did a show called the Bearded Round Table, which was founded by me and this guy named Javier Sotelo.
Okay.
And we did what was then one of the first panel shows. Okay. With multiple guys talking. Our very last show was one of the videos I'd recommend to you as far as how you're a reviewer and handle a bad review. Our very last show, I had that reviewer on. It was Beer Times with Scott. I mean, I'm not going to mess around. And he did a review on the company. He did a good review on that company, and the company didn't like it. As a result, that company and one of the members of the Bearded Roundtable panel got into stuff in DMs, and it essentially took the Bearded Roundtable show and broke it apart. You know.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was right about that time that I was going on vacation for a week, and I still had a belief inside of me. I think this panel thing, and I remember now, J. Cruz, there's only a couple lives at this time. Dan's got 2. We actually at the Bearded Roundtable predated Dan's Wednesday Live. We were on before Dan's Wednesday Live. Okay. So there's only maybe you can count on one hand the lives that are out there. And I'm not talking about the Black community, because I know the Black community, you know, as we sub community within this, they have had lives too that have been going on that maybe not everyone knows about. I said this panel thing can work, and so Beer Times with Scott, since he was our last guest, said, if you do another Bearded Roundtable, I want to be on. And we were bouncing ideas back and forth, like, well, who could we do it with? And Johnny Grooms was one of the first names that came up, and so I DM'd Johnny.
Okay.
Johnny.
Oh yeah, he DM'd me, and I was like, yeah, let's do this. And then it's funny because I was writing a show for myself, like to go to have my own show, right? And I had like a structure and how I wanted it to go. You know, when I did interviews because I wanted to interview companies and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
I had a whole like list of questions. You know, I had them all written down and everything like that. And you know, I had like a whole like, you know, plan of what I wanted to do. But then Joe was like, "Oh, you want to do this show?" I was like, "Great." You know, I never did. You know, nobody ever asked me to do anything. You know what I mean? So I jumped on it, and then I shared my ideas with Joe, and then we just started rolling, and it's been, you know, the journey has been going well for the past, you know, year plus.
Johnny's modest. The entire structure of the show from the beginning, if you look at our first few episodes, that's all Johnny.
Really?
Johnny came up with all the ideas. Johnny came up with the name of the show, right? To be honest, I forget his name right now. He used to be Bearded Hog Fan. I don't even know if he's still out there, but he came up with the idea of a rotating guest. I wanted 3 or 4 guys regularly, and then he said maybe have 2 guys and then have a rotating guest. And Beer Times with Scott told us he wouldn't be able to be a regular. Dan C's in the house. He wouldn't be able to be a regular, and as it turned out, he wasn't able to be anything because of his work schedule, etc. And I like that idea that the Bearded Hog Fan has, whereas it's me and Johnny, and we bring in, you know, community people, owners, whatever. The big push is always, though, this is the show for the people. We're not going to put editors on, and we're going to let anyone come on that screen. You don't have to just be an owner or a reviewer. You can be anybody and jump on the screen with us, which at that time was not what you would see normally, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so. Like, you know how we talked earlier about the CMU and how it got started and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, you look, and now there's a lot more live streams happening, which to a degree it's cool, but at the same time, you're gonna definitely have to come. And I speak this humbly, right? So lower me down, Joe and Johnny. If you, but with so many live streams, I think part of it is finding out what you do different. Right? What can separate you, right? Beard Therapy is that one show in the week. Oh man, listen, anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
The brother dressed up like a Power Ranger the last couple of weeks, and I was like, what's going on with that? But no, in all seriousness, like Barbara Joe has the films thing, right? Then you have different shows on different dates. But for me, I look at strategy, right? I'm big into that. And like I mentioned earlier, remember I told you about Gary Vee? He released this. He was talking to content creators one time, or he was talking about the subject, And he said you're either going to fall into categories, or there's mostly two categories. There's entertainment and there's education, right? And you have to get to a place where, for me, I already know what category I'm laying in, right? For now. But what he said will always stand with me, man. It will always be at the forehead of my mind when I do the CMU. At what point do you think about the audience? And when he said that, boom. That's why, like CMU, I think about a show. And when people come to the CMU, it's a show. That's why I do the audio, the videos, the graphics, and man, and that's the part of me that's loving this content creation, like learning and development. I'm becoming a little, I don't want to say obsessed because I ain't there yet, but I'm like staying up till 2 a.m, 3 a.m, having a great time doing video content. I just don't, Johnny, I don't know how you do it. I just don't like recording. That's the only thing I really don't like.
I like you know what I like about the recording is I like the editing. Like I dig that, like my videos are very edited because like I have ADHD, right? And since I'm not actively working right now, I don't take my ADHD meds. Okay. I just take my depression meds.
Okay.
So a video, an 8-minute video on my channel translates to maybe an hour and a half worth of footage.
Okay.
So that's how edited my videos have to be, because there are times where I'll just start talking and then I'll like stare off into the distance, or I have to like get up and do something else. Like I'm all over the place. It's very for me to. So like I like the editing. I like the editing.
There's some people that are really good at it. Like look, my boy brother Dave from Bearded Motivation is here. I talked to him about his stuff, and he's like a pro at it. It's like easy for him to do a video and then edit it and boom, put it out.
No, I do. I film, edit everything all in the same day. Like if I do my whole like thing I'm gonna do for the product. You know, leading up to me filming the actual review. You know, whether it's promo pics on IG and everything beforehand and everything like that, to just, you know, put it in the minds of, you know, what I'm using, things like that, and to look out for this review, whatever. Yeah. But the day the review comes out on YouTube, I filmed it that day, edited it and everything all in one shot, all in one day. Like it, from the time it goes live, if you like count back like 2-3 hours, that's the time frame of when I actually filmed it and everything. So like it's all like that, and I do it and I knock it out, and that's it. Yeah. So I've gotten to do it where it's very quick, and you know, and it comes out, you know.
So when we're talking content creation, right? Because that's a good subject to talk about. You're Johnny Groom, so you cover everything, right? Not just beard. You're talking grooming in itself, right?
Yeah.
Barbara Joe, what about you? What's your content creation process? When you used to do it?
As a teacher of film, I think editing is one of the most powerful tools out there, more so than acting even. When you're talking about like a film, like you can edit something. I've seen a trailer edited for The Shining to make it look like a happy family movie. That's the power of editing in music, right? So I take editing in I know the power it has, and I want to make sure I put my best foot forward. So I am definitely, like Ken said just a minute ago, like half-hour filming, 4 hours of editing. I'm not that extreme, but I make sure that I definitely give editing, because sometimes I think we just want to, like, we filmed it, let's get it out there, and that's fine if that's your process. But to me, I want to edit it a little bit more, and I really have fun with editing with the fun shows that I'm doing, like Snack the World. Okay. That's fun to edit because it's me and my kids, and it's weird. It's reaction videos, and but when it came to the beard stuff, it's pretty straightforward. But I definitely respect the editing process.
Okay, that's cool. I think for me, I love, and I'm thinking I'm gonna harness this more and more, developing engaging content, because people have told me that I have a way of bringing people in, and. Definitely. And like Emo's in the audience too. Emo really made me happy the other day when he commented on my Magic City review, because he said, "Bro, you made me feel like I was." I think he said Journey. No, he said Trip. He said Trip. I think he might have said Emo. Did you say Journey? He said I feel like I was on a trip.
You better not have said Journey,
because I tried to use language to bring whoever's watching the video into what I'm trying to display with the product, right? So I use language, very descriptive language, and using situations like. So I enjoy that part of the process with my reviews and learning, because I'm still learning, but it's fun. So hearing like Johnny talk about Johnny, like my first day when I did my intro video, bro, I stayed up like 6 hours to record a 5-minute video. I just kept messing up. There was a point of me that said, bro, perfectionism is not real. Let's go. Let's just put it out there.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just
At some point, you got to publish, Jay. Right? You can only do so much, and you got to let it fly.
Yeah.
Like I found that out. Like I can always just like sometimes. I know I said like I film everything, edit in the same day. There are times where I film a video and I watch it a few times before uploading it, and I'm just like, yeah, and I am deleting the whole thing and then reshoot, and then I'm up until like the next day straight, just filming and editing and getting it out. Because like once I start the process of filming it, and then once it's all saved onto the phone and it's an iMovie and I'm starting the editing, I can't stop until it's finished.
Really?
Like I can't like shoot a video, put it to edit, and then go to bed. I have to see it through to the end, and then I can, like that. Yeah. I'm having fun with it. I'm having fun with it and learning too. Cause now I'm like, are you into analytics? I'm not there yet. I see stuff, but I'm not there yet. I look at mine, quite a bit. And, I just haven't really, I look at them and I read them and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then I don't really like start to tailor my videos towards the the analytical data. You just, I don't know. I was like that in the beginning, and I was getting really obsessed with it. And then I was like, all right, this is starting to turn into like, starting to feel like a job. And I'm like, I don't want it to feel like a job. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I don't want it to feel like a chore. I still want to have fun and do what I want to do and do how I want to do it. And that's it. Like, I don't want to be guided by like my analytics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Some people like they look at the analytics and they're like, okay, so I'm going to do this, this, and this. So that way, those numbers can keep up, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like Dan is saying, you don't chase the numbers, you chase the content. And yeah. So like, I was like that in the beginning. I really was like, and I was obsessed. Yeah. I was looking at everything like where is it coming from? Yeah. All right, let me tag here because the majority of my audience is coming from India. So let me tag something from India and let me translate my video into Indian language. And like I was like going crazy with it, like
No, I mean, yo, bro, like one of the things I try to remember is, and Dan mentioned it, right? Content is king. Consistency is key, though, right? So making sure you're consistent. I think for me, the way my brain thinks, man, is if you create enough content that's impactful, impact creates influence creates a following, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're constantly developing and growing and learning different ways to present your content or get better with content creation, that's what stands out, right? Because at the same time, and I'll say this respectfully, but if someone says subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay, yes. Why? Okay, why? Like, don't get me wrong. The initial request, right. Okay, yeah, let's support each other.
Yeah.
But why should I subscribe? What content are you producing that is helping me or answering either a question, educating me, or bringing me entertainment? There's two ways to see it, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I think about that in content creation. Like, I enjoy Barbato Joe's films on therapy. What's the name of the show, Joe, again?
Well, there's two. What I do for my channel is film bits, and then when I get together with Eric and Joe, we do film.
Yeah. Like, I enjoy that content. You're providing entertainment for me, right? That's where you fall, right? Beard therapy, entertainment, right? Dan, when he does his videos, education. The hype, entertainment. So right. And I'm not labeling respectfully. I apologize, but you know what I'm saying? It's kind of falling into that. So I'm just having fun, bro. I'm having a lot of fun, man.
Well, two things here, Jay, if I could give you some advice. Two things that you mentioned. The A is the having fun.
Yeah.
When it becomes no fun, we got a problem because no one's paying your ass to do this.
Yeah.
And even if you hit the magical subscriber and whatever, no one's paying your ass to do this because you got to get a lot of it right. But the most important thing is, and this is what you learn from teaching is, and you know this from being a student, as does everyone out there from being a student.
Yes, sir.
When you face, in the course of a day, 60 to 80 16-year-olds They're all like human lie detector tests. They know when you're being genuine,
Yeah.
and they know when you are trying to pull the wool over their eyes.
Yes, sir.
And the genuineness is what brings people to your channel. I understand how I'm saying here, Jay. Fuck the content for just a moment. As long as Jay is Jay, Jay has enough of a following in this community that I'm going to be there. He's my shepherd, right? I'm going to be there.
Yes, sir.
And the content will come. But at the base of all of this stuff is we are interacting with each other through a screen. And if you don't have that quality, that magnetism, which I've told you you have,
Yes,
which I said, if I were grading you in a public speaking class, you would be an A, brother, because you just have the it factor. That's first. And then you find out where you want to specialize and where you want to form the content. Because anyone can teach you content. You can go and watch a bunch of Dan C videos and know about carrier oils and how they're going to work in your beard. But no one can teach you how to be Jay except Jay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's a realization that I'm glad I realized on this journey. That I can get success just being myself, like just being myself, bro. Like, so I can bring a little bit of my neighborhood talk in there. I can still be professional. I don't take myself too serious. You know, I have a good time, man. I like to have a good time with people. What did I say earlier? I said we can joke with me, but don't play with me. There's a difference, right?
Yeah.
So no, man, I'm glad you said that, because that's the thing, right? Like just being myself. I'm good at being myself. I'm good at that. And I enjoy that. Same thing like with Johnny, with you, when you guys do your beard therapy, I'm in the comments. You guys are being yourself. Not being no one else, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
People love you guys for that. They know what they come in here for, beard therapy. They know what they get in here when they come here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know how to be any other way, because I'm not that good at lying. Like I've never been a good liar. Because I always break. Either I'll start laughing or something like that, or like I'll forget that lie and I like look stupid. So like I learned that about myself. So like what I tell you like is exactly what I'll tell you like later on down the road. Because I'll if I lie to you, I'll forget that I lied to you, and I won't be able to live up to it. So like that's why I can't be another way but myself, because I'll forget.
You think about it, you know, and this is for everyone out there. I mean, we think of teachers as like, you know, educating our children, but coaches are teachers. Parents are teachers. Guys doing beard videos are teachers, because they're teaching us about product or about styling or whatever, right? Teaching, I think, is innate to the human condition, right, Jay? You see what I'm saying? There are successful teachers. No, you're good, baby. And there are unsuccessful teachers. And you've had them, Jay.
Thank you.
You've had them, Johnny. And Jay, if you can remember some of your teachers that you liked in school, what about them do you remember?
They brought me in. They were like relatable, but they made the material relatable for me. Spoke to my what's the word, world view. They knew how to translate that and get to me with whatever material. If there was anything from Odysseus to math, you know, it's like they knew how to get to me. They knew how to speak my language. They knew how to convey that to me effectively, you know.
It's exactly right. When I look at like Dan and Brian Beards and Banjos, and Brian's a little more sedate and he's a little more calm, but I would want my kid in either of their classes, because I look at Dan C as a communicator. That's the key skill of teaching, is a communication, right? And I look at Dan C's videos and I'm like, if I'm drawn into them, my kid, if my kid doesn't have a pulse, he's not drawn into them. But if my kid has a pulse, he's drawn into them. And the same, if you look at Brian, the two different styles,
Of course.
but you know, you're drawn in. That, to me, that's the key, is that physical connection. We've had teachers that we've hated that didn't connect with us on an emotional, psychological, intellectual level. And those that did, we'd even forgive some of their foibles. We'd be like, who cares that he screwed up? I dig this guy or gal, right? You know, because you know that they're going to take you to the right place.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing here, Jay. You're teaching people to be positive, to love one another, to have some Copper Johns, whatever it is. That's all instruction in one way or another. That's all instruction.
Yeah. No, and it goes back to that thing that I told you that Gary Vee taught me, right?
Right.
When do you think, at what point do you think about the audience? And
Right.
that's for teaching. At what point do you think about the student? So with me, the CMU and my content, I'm myself, but am I thinking about the viewer? Am I thinking about the 60, 70 people that are coming to my show? And humbly, right? They don't have to come, bro. They don't.
Right.
They're choosing to come.
They got lots of other things they could be doing, watching a football game. Yeah, they got lots of things they could be doing, Jay. Let's be honest. They came to hang with you, brother.
Yeah. So my thing is like creating that engaging content. Like I know that's where I'm kind of going more into, like engaging content. So that's thinking, creating. And I bounce ideas off of Ken. I talk to Dave. I talk to Dan. I'm not afraid to ask questions because and again, it's a journey, Barbaro Joe. So
the bearded journey.
Yeah, the bearded journey, right? So it's just and again, that's why I enjoy. I'm reading some of Dan's comments right there. Planning again, strategy is very important too.
Well,
That's what, example. Barbaro Joe, when did you ask me to come on your show?
December, at least, if not before.
I hadn't set up the groundwork to come yet to actually be credible. And I'm not credible to the degree. I hadn't put in the work, initial work to even have a lot to talk about. At least that's how I thought it, Yeah. Like I wanted to put in work in.
Right.
So then I can be like, okay, let's talk, So one thing about me, I'm not afraid to put in the work. I'm going to have to.
Right.
I'm going to have to.
Yeah, you're going to have to, but you have to do it being Jay. Here, let me tell you the success to Dan C that no one realizes. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Here's the success to Dan C that no one realizes, that those of us who teach realize. Okay. Number one, he's an effective communicator, but many guys on YouTube are. What Dan did was he did two very important things, in my opinion. He created a structure for his beard reviews to go that we all got used to. And we all knew if we were watching a Dan C video, we were going to get his opinion about the beard product. We were going to get the pricing. He created that structure like a lesson plan. This isn't higher math. Dan took his knowledge of teaching and applied it to the beard world. And then the other genius thing that Dan did was he brought his wife into the picture. All right. He brought an outsider, someone who has no knowledge of beard stuff, and had someone sit by him so he could have either a counterpoint to his opinion or an agreement to his opinion. What does that do? It validates honesty. It validates the fact that I can disagree with him because he's my husband and I don't feel bad. I don't owe anything to these companies. Right. And it added a veracity, a truth to his whole product. So he created a structure and he created a comfortableness and an honesty with the viewer. And he's just a good communicator, as most good teachers are. And that's why no one's going to be the next Dan C, because Dan has a skill set, or a set of skill sets that you and I and everyone else can. I'm a teacher, but I approach my channel completely different. Dan, I don't know what your sub numbers are, but let's compare them to Barbaro Joe's. Let's just have a laugh, shall we?
He's like 40K now, right?
Oh, well, shut up, Johnny. I didn't ask you.
I don't know. I think the last time I saw it, he was
undercut me. Damn you!
He was like on the cusp of 40K. I think it was like 38 something or 39 something. I forget. He's almost there. Let's just round it up. Fuck it.
The point is, Johnny. Okay, this is the last beard therapy ever. Johnny,
the journey ends.
The journey ends. Thank you, Jay Cruz.
Over my dead body.
The point is, Dan has created a template. And that has been successful for Dan. And some people have tried to copy Dan, and most of them have been pretty unsuccessful. Yeah. You either got to come up with a new template,
yes, sir,
or you have got to ride the personality, because personality always wins. I'm not going to say you're going to get 40K subs, but personality. Look at some beard reviewers out there. I'm not naming names because that's not my job tonight. I haven't had enough to drink to name names. I will say that there are beard reviewers out there who are not good communicators, though. And I will say that there are others who are good communicators.
I can tell you right now, I'm not good at that.
There's an it factor, Jay Cruz. You have the it factor. That's my final word there.
Yeah. I think, how you mentioned with Dan and stuff, I think, again, right, it's finding out how you separate yourself among the crowd. what I try to do with my message, my weight loss. So what have I said? Beard care is self-care. And self-care is something that helps me be successful when I'm consistent with my weight loss. So that's my angle. The self-care is beard care. There's a pride. It says something when you take care of your beard.
Right.
It means you care about yourself. You know.
Right.
That's the message.
And Jay, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you're hitting on something here. That's coming from, I don't have a soul, so I'm going to point to my heart. That's coming from your heart. And people like those 16-year-old students, they detect that.
Yeah.
And so they're like, okay, he's being truthful with me. And, you know, I can go to DNC and get this. I can go to Beer Times with Scott and get that. I can go to Johnny Grooms and get that. But I'm not going to get what I can get from Jay Cruz, which is why after, 6 months or whatever, you had all the people in the CMU you did. So that's why you follow that vision. This is what I tell teachers to be. You need to be you. Content will come. I don't care if you do not know everything about Shakespeare. You can read about that shit, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You need to connect with students. In your case, you need to connect with viewers first. And you have been very honest tonight by saying, I'm still learning. I'm still growing.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And people will give you the benefit of that doubt and say, okay, if I want real scientific, real hard edge stuff, I'm going to go to DNC. But if I want to be entertained, but also see a guy who I respect and I'm kind of digging, I'm going to go to Jay Cruz as well as anybody else, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Whatever template you're using, you're doing great, dude. And I'm digging it. And that's why you've gotten my fandom, if I can say so much. But don't remember, look at my name, Jay Cruz. Just because I like you, look at my name, Jay Cruz. All right, just remember that.
Yeah,
remember that.
And look, I get to have fun too, even with brother Johnny and Bearded Life Joe. Like we got this thing in the community now about the pork roll. And listen,
that's been great,
by the way. You don't know what I had today.
And I'm actually going on Johnny's, on Joe's show in a couple of weeks, so we'll address that there too. But the fact that I can have this type of fun content with these guys. And like we know is in all good spirit to help uplift the community.
Right.
That's cool, right?
Right. That's the gravy, man. When you can do that kind of like for a long time.
Look at Dan C's comment about Johnny.
What did Johnny say? Or what did Dan say?
I don't know why. I mean,
when Johnny put on the Sith, now see, I'm not a Star Wars fan, right? But I put, I made my comment on it. I don't know why Johnny doesn't see it, but if I met Johnny Grooms in a dark alley, and I'm a big man,
yes, sir,
and I'm a man that would obviously squab if I needed to, but if I saw Johnny Grooms in the Sith hoodie, I'm running, baby.
You know what's really bizarre and really weird? Like me and my wife, right? We've been together for the past like 16, going on 17 years, right? We were hiking in the woods, right? And she was a little bit ahead of me, and because I just had finished like impaling my finger on my knife that I carry, and I was bleeding like crazy. She was ahead of me, and she turns around and she looks at me, and I said, "Oh, I hurt myself or whatever." She goes, "Oh, okay." She turned around and kept walking, and as I'm walking, she turns around again and she looks at me, and I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "I'm just looking at you, and I'm thinking like if I just met you now, I would be running right now." And I'm like, "What?" I said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "What do you mean you'd be running right now?" She goes, "You look like you're gonna murder me." And I'm like, "I'm not gonna. What the fuck are you kidding me?" And she's like, and I was like, "But I'm not gonna kill you, right?" Like,
I like that Johnny had to ask the question,
right?
It was just so weird.
We're on the same page, right?
It was just so it was so weird to hear her say that after all this time. I'm like, now you're worried about if I'm gonna kill you? Like 17 years later, you worry about that? Like.
Too funny.
Hey, Johnny can only take so much veganism. I could see why she would think he's starting to boil over.
Oh man. Too funny, man. Too funny, man.
That's funny. Oh shit, they got me.
Jay, what's been your best moment in the beard community thus far? Your best early moment, because you're still early, son. You're still in the cocoon.
I don't know if I should say it. He's in here.
You say it then.
Yeah.
Honesty's the best policy.
All right. I mean, he doesn't take it as I'm not hyping him up per se, but I think it was my first time I did my first interview at the CMU with Mike from Detroit Grooming. That was an amazing night. and it even became a better night after that too. Like I did first of all, it's funny because the first like 3 minutes of the CMU that night, because I remember I did my first video on December 7th with Ken. He like helped launch, like I went there, and then the next day I did the CMU on Instagram, on YouTube, and I interviewed Mike from Detroit Grooming. The first 2 minutes, bro, I started messing up. The sound was going all over the place, and I was like almost freaking out because I'm like, oh no, Ken's not here. How am I gonna get through this? So I'm like worrying and stuff like that. And I'm like worrying, and then finally I was able to figure it out. We had an amazing interview with Mike, and then that night, and I hope Dan doesn't get mad. Dan reached out to me. He was like, "Yo, I'm proud of you." And again, this is a guy that I would listen to back in August and July while I would exercise. In September, I didn't know this man.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, bro, do you got like 5 minutes? I'm like fanboy, right? Like, yo, if you ever got 5 minutes, yo, I would love to talk to you.
Right.
The brother hit me up on the spot, and he gave me we talked over an hour, man. Like we just talked, and he gave me so much game. And Dan will tell you, I took notes. I literally took notes.
That's a smart man.
I took notes because why? Like respectfully, the brother's successful at what he does. And if I can't be Dan C, but success has a recipe, and it's consistency. And if I can see what that brother does and try to do it in my own way and be myself, man, listen, I'll take notes. I ain't too proud. And that's why, like, that night, December 8th was probably so far, like, bro, like Mike from Detroit Grooming, who I'm a huge fan of. The branding of the company is amazing. Mm-hmm. He's a great leader. And then one of the top people in the industry on the other side of the spectrum, Dan, decides to take my call, and we talk game. We talk game, like strategy, like that's a respecting, right? To teach you the game and all that. And when a brother like that gives me wisdom and says, yo, you know what I'm saying? When someone like Dan says, I believe in you and I believe this can happen for you, you take that serious.
Mm.
I didn't spend over $1,500 in equipment just to play games.
Right.
Nope. So same thing goes with my platform. I got to take the CMU serious. I got to take, like I said, man. So I'm sorry I went on a little, but you asked me that question, and that's a sign of respect when I talk that type of talk.
That's good, man. I mean, I like that. I didn't spend $1,500 in equipment to play games.
Respect.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Goals, long haul. You don't got the serial killer look. You couldn't have scared him. You couldn't have scared him to give you the $1,500 in equipment. You're not Johnny Grooms, but you are Jay Cruz.
Yes, sir. So I'm having fun though, man.
I have not spent I've only spent about, I'm not counting the beard products.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to the beard products, it's probably like 4 times that amount how much I've actually spent on beard products. But when it comes to like equipment and stuff like that, I do everything on my phone. Like everything's on the phone, and And
I've been using my phone and stuff too. Yeah.
I bought one. My biggest purchase was this computer that I have right now. It was like it was under $800. That was the biggest purchase I ever did for my channel. Well, not really necessarily for my channel, just for me, because I wanted a new computer. I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah. I need to buy an actual camera. I know I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to get it because I'm reaching that I'm reaching that 1,000 sub thing.
Yeah,
that milestone. So I'm at 904 now. So it's on its way to being that monetization level. Yeah. And like if I want my content to look a little more crisp to reflect those numbers and stuff like that, I'm gonna have to invest into a camera. Or at least flip the camera around the other way to use the back cameras. Yeah. But even I do want to invest in the camera and start doing all that stuff. So like, I just need the numbers to justify the purchase to the wife.
Yeah.
So like, my wife is like, all you're pouring a lot of money into this, and I don't see any green on the return. That's how my wife, she thinks like that. That's why she's never in any of my videos and stuff like that, because she doesn't see it, the hobby side of it. She sees like, all right, you're on YouTube and you're gonna monetize it and all this stuff. So like that, and she just doesn't want to be on camera because of her job or whatever. But for me to even buy the computer, I had to hit a certain sub count for her to be able to, for me to be able to justify the purchase
to invest,
to invest into it. So now, like when I get to that 1,000 mark, then like in her eyes, it's worth it for me to get more equipment, and that's how I gotta live, because we live in a partnership. We have meanwhile, like she does that, I have to go through her for everything. So that's the partnership.
Yeah.
No, it's true though. For real, she's like, no, I got to see it. She's like, I got to see the proof before we start spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
One thing I would tell you, I gotta be careful. Do you overthink? Because I'm an overthinker at times, man. And sometimes I gotta. Even Dave from Bitter Motivation will tell me, Jay Cruz, like Dave's like that tough big brother. You know what I'm saying? He'll be like, yo, just don't think about it, or like don't over. Like I go to him sometimes. Like one time I woke him up. Like I think he was knocked out, and I woke him up, and Dave answered my call. Like he'll tell me to stop overthinking or just chill out.
Oh man,
Barbaro Joe, your mic.
You're muted. Wait, hold on. I can't unmute him. Oh, it says you can't unmute because the guests already chose to mute themselves.
Oh, respect to you, Dan. Respect to you, sir.
There we go.
There you
Respectfully, I unmuted. Okay.
Respectfully.
Dave is a good character study because Dave has gone through some hills and valleys of his own, right? But to me, Dave's an OG because Saturday Night Hype was the first live outside of Dan C's Command's Corner that I remember, and that's when he was back doing with Sean P. So when I think back to like when I joined the community, who was doing lives? It was two people. It was Dan C on Mondays and Dave and Sean on Saturdays. That was the live schedule at that point in time. People were popping up and doing Instagram lives, but as far as like what was going on YouTube, and now think about Jay Cruz, think about what that map looks like. It's a lot different. But Dave has had his up and down. Dave and I have gone round and round on a couple, or actually on one issue, but they go back to the cigarette lighter burns.
Mm-hmm.
When you can come out of a bad issue and come back in and say, okay, we cool. And that's when that burn goes away. And that's where Dave and I are versus did you watch any of the old Dave videos? I don't know what he calls it, the dark period of Dave or whatever.
I've seen a couple of videos.
Okay. I don't know Dave that well. And I mean, he's been a guest on this show a couple of times, but it just goes to show that everyone kind of has their, I'm not going to say journey, but everyone has the choices that they make and how
Can we say hills and valleys?
Hills and
valleys?
That sounds more
A journey means I'm actively progressing. A hill and a valley means I can look at a picture and see those things. Okay. Everyone has their hills and valleys, but most importantly is that Dave recognized it because it was interesting there for a little while. I think that was definitely pre Jay Cruz as a content creator.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was pre Jay Cruz in the bearded community, but
I don't think he was in asking questions yet.
No, I got here like around end of July, maybe August.
Yeah.
Or mid July. Yeah.
I knew like when Jay was coming in asking questions, I was like, oh, he's gathering data. I said, this guy's gonna do something.
Rob Acker, here's where I am. It keeps going lower and lower. Brother. It was up here when we started tonight. It was right at the neck. It was right at the neck.
Oh my God, really? Oh.
Yeah, I say this respectfully. One thing about Dave, as one of my boys, man, out there, my brothers, he definitely wears his heart on his sleeve. You know what I'm saying? When he care about you, he care about you. When he gonna go to war for you, he gonna go for war for you. Dave's like that, man, and you got to respect that.
Like I said, Johnny, when you said, "Oh my God," people who want to know how to hold their liquor and have fun, come watch a beard therapy. We've only been doing it for 2 years almost.
Yeah,
that's all. That's all. I don't have to call out Jay Cruz and tell him he's a prick. I mean, I've got him right here. I can tell him right now.
Yeah, you tell him.
Jay Cruz, you're a prick. Look! I'm drinking liquor. Oh, I'm blaming Jay Cruz for all the fucking calamities of the world. Knock that shit off.
You're gonna start the underground
going alive.
The underground Jay Cruz movement.
I am. You know what? I intentionally built Jay up tonight so I could fucking kick him out at the knees.
That's it. That's it.
That's my master plan, Johnny.
Got to get that Achilles tendon.
If I can't cross the 400 sub line, I'm not going to let anyone cross it. And Jay Cruz is about to pass me if he hasn't already. I'm taking his ass down.
Damn
Goodbye,
right.
Jay. And,
I think I'm at 378. 378 subscribers.
Respectfully, I think you have passed me. I haven't looked at my subs for a while, but respectfully, I think you have passed me. So this is you're seeing the DMJ Cruz that's going on between me and Johnny right now. I'm taking that son of a bitch down on his knees. Let's invite him onto therapy. Let's play him up. Let's play real nice, and then we go on attack. We're gonna create a secret cabal to take out Jay Cruz.
Yeah, you break down,
We're gonna unsub from his channel.
Can you imagine?
We're gonna thumbs down his videos.
I've got 3 Gmail addresses. I'm gonna give him 3 thumbs down. Everybody, let's do that.
You know what's a real community? Once you start posting, like watch Johnny. It might happen to Johnny too. Once you start posting, like help me get to 1,000, help me get to this. People will really unsubscribe so you don't get to that amount.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's a real thing. That's like low key hate.
Yeah, it's like high key hate.
It's best, man.
But while you're there, Jay Cruz, because this is a good point, I want to talk about some new folk real quick. I want to talk about the guys like Waltimus Prime, the guys like Jersey Ron, aka Deliberately Bearded, guys that promote the shit out of everybody. And this is Tevin's new thing, I guess. Tevin,
whatever he's calling himself nowadays. Changes names like I don't know, like he changes overalls. Who knows?
But these are guys who just do it because they want to do it. And it's when I see one of my videos go up like promoted by somebody else, it's so humbling, man. It's just like this dude thought enough of me to promote me. I'm not paying him any money. I'm not doing, you know what I mean? That's the good part beyond the auctions and stuff, because that's where we are great. Yeah. But these kind of dudes, those are the kind of dudes that are in my circles, Jay. That are in my those are the kind of guys that are like, and of course I'm gonna help them out too, because you scratch your quid pro quo, as Hannibal Lecter said to Clarice, quid pro quo, Clarice. You scratch mine, I'm gonna scratch yours.
Yeah, Walt's a great guy. I know Walt on a like we're developing a brotherhood, and Walt's a great guy. The Bearded Beanie, he's another great guy that I've gotten to know. So there's a couple of new cats out here that I'm just developing a rapport. Like I'm like I said, I'm big on respect. I don't take myself too serious. We can joke around,
right?
But when you see brothers that are genuine like that don't have any ulterior motives, no agenda,
right?
And me and Walt, we talk like game strategy too. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty dope, man. It's pretty dope to meet people like that, like new people in the community. You know what I'm saying?
I like Walt. Walt and I are going to team up for Beards on Film when we do the audience appreciation. In 2 weeks. Walt's my partner.
Can I ask you a question? I'm gonna ask you a question about that.
Go ahead.
Please, because I don't know if you'll ever cover it. And Johnny, please answer this. Name your top 2 gangster movies. It can be anybody.
Well, our top 2 gangster movies, Goodfellas and I'm drawing a blank. Donnie Brasco.
I've never seen that one.
You never seen what?
No. I've seen Goodfellas. Goodfellas also.
You never seen Donnie Brasco?
Nah.
True story.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, based off a true story. Totally.
Based on a true story.
Yeah,
the character Al Pacino plays, he's the nephew of one of the mob wife chicks that do that. You know the show Mob Wives on VH1?
Yeah.
He like her uncle is Lefty from the movie, and she was on set, like making sure like they did his character right and stuff like that. Every time like they would do something messed up, she would like fight. Yeah, it'd be an argument. But yeah, those are
All right, let me say mine before Joe, because I know Joe's an expert with the films.
Tails honorable mention.
I would say maybe Goodfellas and then Paid in Full. Have you ever seen Paid in Full?
Give me the actors and actresses.
You may not. One guy's a rapper. His name is Cameron on there.
Yeah, I know Cameron. I haven't
Yeah.
seen it, though.
It's the story. It's the story based on Alpo from Harlem. Yeah, it's a good. Oh wait, no, I'll change. American Gangster's pretty good too.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
man.
That is what I'm going with. Denzel.
That's a
Denzel.
good one. That's a good one. American Gangster is a good one.
I haven't
like
seen Irishman yet. Did you guys see it? Because Mick just said Irishman. Is it good?
You
It's-
gotta
it's
see that,
long, but
Jay.
It's long, but it's a worth. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's over 3 hours, but it doesn't feel like it. De Niro, Pesci. Come on,
There's
baby.
so many good movies though. I like Boys in the Hood too, with Ice-T. Like, I mean, is it? Yeah, yeah.
Boys in the Hood makes me laugh. That movie.
But like, here's the other thing, Jay Cruz. This is the tricky thing about Beards on Film is, like, we're doing directors this week.
Okay.
It's very easy to say Spielberg, Kubrick. You name your top 10 directors. To me, that's not the vision of Beards on Film. Whatever Joe and Eric want to do is what Joe and Eric want to do. I want to turn you on to some directors you may check out. So I'm doing a Korean director because Korean cinema is one of my favorites. And this is a Korean. Yeah, what's up, bro?
What the?
And this is a Korean director who some people will know if they've seen Snowpiercer, even if they don't know the director. If they've seen Parasite, because it won the Academy Award for Best Picture, as well as Best Foreign Film. If they've seen The Host, because he directed all this shit, right?
Oh wow.
But the idea is, like, for me, coming from as a film teacher, I want to. I could talk about Kubrick. I could talk about Scorsese. I want to turn you on to other stuff that I know you aren't watching. The director who directed all these films has a great quote: "The barrier of the 1-inch line. So many people turn off if they see subtitles, and when they do that, they're missing great cinema. I don't care if it's Mexican. I don't care if it's Israeli. I don't care if it's Chinese. You're missing great cinema because you're too damn lazy to read the subtitles." So when I do this director this Saturday, I'm telling you, I'm opening a door. Check this dude's work out, and hopefully it will lead you to other foreign directors, because there's a huge world of cinema out there, but beyond the U.S. borders. That is amazing. Friday. Well, Friday is a great film, Rob. I'm not going to disagree with you, bro. But it's not a crime film.
Emo said, "I think there's a nuisance between mob gangster movies and hood gangster movies. I like hood gangster movies, man.
In both.
It's how far do you want the genre to go down, Emo? Right? You've got gangster movies, and then how many points off the tree? Because we can sub-genre the shit out of that. Are we going to go Hispanic gangster movies like American M.A.? Or is that where we're going? Or are we going to go black gangster movies? What's that? Blood in, Blood out.
Yeah,
Are we going to go black gangster movies like Boys in the Hood?
Menace to Society, all those.
Yeah, Menace to Society, right?
Great
so
movie.
we can do that. That I can't. I got to tell you, Jay Cruz, I can't give you two because true crime is my shit. I love true crime. I love movies that portray crime. That's my wheelhouse, brother. So it's hard for me to do two.
You got to see Paid in Full, man. Great movie.
Paid in Full. All right, I'll throw it down on my list.
Paid in Full.
Pete White, I see you, brother. Pete White's my boy. I will check out I'll Cry. You got me.
Oh, and Juice. How can we forget Juice? What the heck?
Juice, which has the crazy Ice-T track, Straight Up N-Word. Oh, don't get me started with the Ice-T. Oh, shit. Don't get me started with my West Coast boys.
Yeah, Juice was a great movie.
Who I just saw something. Who is that? Andrew Dimmick. Andrew, you're not in here often, but thank you for saying this. I can never get people to watch subtitled movies with me. I have, because my wife very much likes crime stuff. You know what here is the unfound treasure trove. Get your ass on the Netflix, look up crime, and go for a non-American series. There is so much good German, Finnish, Swedish, you name it, subtitled crime series out there. Oh my goodness gracious. There's a lot of good subtitled European, South American. There's a great show or two out of Mexico that I love to watch. Jay Cruz, are you a soccer fan?
Yes, international. When I was younger, some Mexican clubs,
right?
English Premier League, no, Spanish Premier. Yeah. So when I was younger, yeah.
There's a great comic series on that's Mexican produced, 3 or 4 series or 3 or 4 seasons. I'll hit you up with some titles, bro, to get you, when you're like, oh, what can I watch? Oh, well, this thing Barbado Joe mentioned, that's, I'm gonna hit you up with something.
Did you ever see Narcos on Netflix though?
Oh, Narcos. Don't talk to me.
Oh,
Don't talk to the man who doesn't mind reading subtitles because I'm an English teacher.
Oh man,
Narcos is the shit.
The violence was crazy, but the show, how it's put together to depict the life.
How about on Amazon Prime, The Last Narco, which deals with all the true shit around Kiki Camarena, the DEA agent in the 80s that the cartels tortured and killed, and which really brought the heat down on the Mexican drug cartels in the 80s. Yeah. The drug cartels kidnapped, tortured, and killed a DEA agent.
I'm gonna check that out. It's on Amazon?
It's called The Last Narco. It is amazing.
Wow.
I remember that.
You remember that, Johnny Grooms?
If you it's funny you saying about the subtitles because there's a movie called Train to Busan, and that's
Train to Busan, Johnny.
That is a great movie. Like that's a great zombie movie. You got to see that movie. If you guys haven't seen that movie,
I've seen Train to Busan. I'm gonna tell you guys something. Those of you who love movies out there, go to Netflix and just put in Korean films, Korean cinema. The Koreans do say, and what Johnny's talking about, Train to Busan, is Korean cinema. Korean cinema is the shit. If you're talking about a country that produces great cinema, Korea does it well, as does Japan.
Yeah. There's another one I forgot the name of, but it's like they take souls to the afterlife, and they got to go through the trials and tribulations of getting into heaven or getting to reincarnated. No, to get reincarnated. And they have to deal with souls and stuff like that. It's such a good movie.
Underrated. Well, it's not underrated, but you know what's also a really good film? A Bronx Tale, man.
Oh yeah, that's another one of my favorite movies. Yeah,
that's a good flick.
That's a good movie, man. Bronx
Tale.
And
if you want to, I don't want to say intellectual, but Once Upon a Time in America, you were talking about gangster flicks, which deals with the Jewish mob. It has De Niro and a few others from the early 80s. Once Upon a Time in America. It's about 3 hours if you get the uncut version, the director's cut version. If you like gangster films, it's a little more thought-provoking than just bang, bang, bang. You know what I'm saying, Jay? But you're a thought-provoking kind of guy, so I think you would appreciate it.
Okay. And we'll leave it with this one. Put some respect on Selena's name, all right? That movie was amazing by J-Lo, okay?
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it. No offense to Selena, no offense to her music, but J-Lo does not rank in my list of actresses that bring me to the films.
But no one could have played Selena better than J-Lo, and I will give her that respect.
Yeah.
Right. There you go. I don't know if that's saying much though, Jay. All right. I hate to do this, but I got to be up at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh,
Johnny, do you want to keep it rolling with Jay Cruz? He doesn't seem to mind, but I got to bow out.
No. We just showed. We stick to this. We stick to the structure of the show.
Yeah. And we've been literally. It's about to be 2 minutes to 12. It's about to be a whole new day, guys.
Okay, Jay Cruz, we're gonna. If you're down with this, I want to do a 6 months check-in. We are going to come back at the end of summer. Okay, let's say September time. You have an open invitation to come back on here, and I would love to see you on here again. Somewhere down the line, you get a little more experience, you get a little more wisdom, if you will, and we have another nice rap session like this.
Oh man, awesome! I mean, listen, guys, I had a great time. I survived. I think I can still keep my job. No one from HR saw this. I had a great show again. Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you.
I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan of the show. Definitely some good laughs, and we talked everything. Like it was a good mix of everything. We had some good times, some things that we needed to address, and I had fun, man. Shout out to everyone in the audience. It was great. Man. Great time.
Facts. Great guests make great shows.
Awesome.
You'll one day you'll have a show where the guest just it's just not there with you.
Yeah.
You're just like you're pulling teeth just to get some kind of words.
That's why I don't bring Ken onto the CMU.
Yeah.
Nah, Ken, I'm joking. If you're still watching, I love you.
He ain't watching. He's asleep, but I'll let him know.
No, he's probably working. He's probably working.
Yeah, he's editing right now or filming. He's either editing or filming. One of them.
Yeah. And again, who do you guys have on next week?
Next week is Aztec, and then our schedule is clear, so we'll see what happens after that. But we got Azteca. Yeah, boy.
Man, that's going to be interesting. I already gave him a heads up about you, Barbaro Joe.
I'm pretty sure he's seen the.
Respectfully.
It's always respectfully. Hey, Jesus, watch this motherfucker, right? Watch this wedo. Watch this gringo, okay?
We hit the 12 a.m. mark. I'm so happy. There you go.
You saw in A New Day with me, Johnny Grooms, and Jay Cruz. Hey, for those of you who's left, we got 17. Hey, that's 17. Damn. I thank you all. We are all not United Beards of America, but we are all Beard Therapy. Jay Cruz, loved having you here.
Appreciate you guys.
Johnny Grooms, my brother from another mother. We'll be back here next Wednesday doing this thing again.
Unless I turn into a zombie on Friday.
Quick hype, Beards on Film this weekend, directors. And as always, check your weekend for Snack the World. If you ain't watching it, you're missing out on some good shit.
Oh, yeah. Jeff, yeah, definitely check out Snack the World. I watched that. That's good.
Thank you, JJ. All right, guys.
I don't know what's coming up for me. I got of course, reviewers table on Friday.
Gotta watch your reviewers table. That's always a good time.
I just did the Detroit grooming thing. I have more model builds. I don't know if Rob's like, late night Red Dead. I don't know if I'm gonna play tonight.
Well, you should play tonight, Johnny. Play tonight, Johnny.
Definitely awake. So
Jay
maybe
Cruz?
I will.
Jay Cruz, you got anything you want to say aside from good night? You got anything you want to let the folks know about?
Oh, I can plug it?
Oh shit, son.
Man, well, listen, man.
Did you mute his ass?
He just seems so excited. I was like, I gotta have fun. All right, yeah.
The CMU is releasing the Scent of the Month for Chesapeake. So that's next week. Great opportunity for me, my platform. I'm excited to bring it, give it a great show, and we should really have a good audience that night. Gary said 100 people. We doing 60 and 70 a week, so let's see if we can do the 100. But either way,
100.
Great show. It's gonna be. I'm doing my research. I'm gonna come with the A game that night. So,
well, you better have a better A game than Johnny Cruz. Johnny Cruz just got that. That was a beautiful thing. Look, we were nice to you all night long, but before you left, you got a little therapy right there at the end, baby. Little therapy at the end.
I was really excited, and then I saw the thing go up here that said mute. I'm like, mute.
I know, that's why I did it. Because you guys are so excited.
You saw me, right? I was like, well.
Boys, we love you all. Take care. Follow Jay Grooms if you're not. Check out the CMU and other things. We'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Follow Jay Cruz.
Subscribe to the channel. Peace.
Subscribe.
All right. Good night. Later. Broadcast right.